Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Rob Van Dam, listening to True Heel Heat. Pow.
What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat.
What's up? True Heel Heat.
This is the knockout artist, Chris Hero. And if you're looking for some true heel heat, you better listen to them boys.
It is me. It is me, your True Heel Phenom SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Romeo's Twitter for Rated Raw Review, episode 65. Go to Hell. Discussing last night's April 28th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw as only we can. To do that, I am solo for now, not for too long, but solo for now to start things off and give you the pleasantries as we talk about this journey on Monday Night Raw, the first Monday Night Raw following WrestleMania 41 and the Raw after Mania, with everything that went down last weekend and Monday in Las Vegas. We were live from Kansas City, Missouri. So I appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back. The simplest way possible is by dropping the thumbs up on this video. You can also share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, you can sound off in the live chat. We love to interact with all of you guys. Hear your thoughts on last night's Monday Night Raw from Kansas City, Missouri, and everything that went down with Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn, as well as Bron Breakker and Paul Heyman, and the fans not realizing that Seth Rollins' new group is heels. Seems to be lost in translation a bit. But like I said, don't worry, guys. I am not riding solo, as I am joined by my esteemed colleague, the face and the ace of the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, and everyone's favorite WWE fan, Mr. Romeo Anthony Colon. How are you doing?
What's up, good brother? If I disconnect for any reason, it's my internet going out again. My internet's acting like shit, so I apologize.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood. We appreciate you for joining us today. How are you feeling?
Feeling good, bro. How are you?
I am doing well.
Knicks, baby. Knicks at 5 tonight.
I'm not talking about basketball for a week. That's nice. I'm happy for you. But yes, we're here to talk about some Monday Night Raw.
Kobe would never pass down that shot. Never in a million years. You kidding me? Kobe would have been like, that's in.
I don't know what you're talking about. We're here to talk about some Monday Night Raw. So, of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to get back to what we do here and show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, you can do so in the best way possible by sending a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We got in the chat with us today, Safet, who says, "Sup, everyone." He also says, by the way, congratulations on 23,000 subscribers. It's crazy how many subscribers we have now. I remember the days when we were struggling to get 1,000. You remember those, Romeo?
Yeah. You've come up. We're still going. We ain't stopping. Train don't stop.
We can't stop. And the content train never stops here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. So appreciate y'all for joining us for Rated Raw Review today. Got Dion Jenkins, one of our favorites, in the chat saying, "What's up, people?" We also got one of the good brothers, of course, Negro Buck Nick Jackson, who says, "What's up, my good brothers? Good to see you in the chat." And he says, "I guess the other co-hosts are on CP time." Yes, I'm darker than Romeo, but I seem to be on less CP. We also got Nikki Boy, who says, "I'll be referring to this new group as the Vision until I'm told otherwise. That's an awful name, and I need it to stop."
No, that's a great name.
No,
I tweeted
it's an awful name. No,
I love it.
Please don't.
The Vision. You got to see the Vision, SP3.
No, I hate it. I hate everything about this. I need him to stop being the visionary.
Listen, man, you can come up with a lot of bad names. You got faith in them coming up with a better name than the Vision? We'll see. You got any ideas? No, I don't want to rehash something.
Yes, rehash.
No, something
rehash
new.
because because maybe that would mean that Seth Rollins could stop being this horrible character that is annoying as hell. But we are not joined here alone, as usual, here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel on Tuesday for Rated Raw Review. We are joined by the resident True Hill alcoholic himself, Top Guy JJ. How are you doing?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? You know, it's Monday. It's Monday night discussions on a Tuesday. For me, it's morning. Fuck that.
It's afternoon for me.
I sleep
it's like almost evening for me, actually.
Yeah, it's actually close to it. I see the sun. You can literally see the sun starting to glare and set. It's happening.
That's how it works. By the time we're done, it'll probably be the sun will be down. But we also got Zach Minger in the chat joining us, saying, "Hey SP3 and Romeo, how are you? Good to see you in the chat." We got Dion Jenkins who says the crowds have not been getting on board with the storyline since the European tour. They just want to cheer and sing to heels and boo the faces. No, it's more of the crowd is how WWE has conditioned them to be. They are moment merchants, kind of like WWE. They react to moments.
The crowd is ass. It's last night's crowd, if you're gonna ask me. Ass. Where were they? Kansas City? Ass.
Yeah, Kansas City. I mean, this is not just a Kansas City thing. I like the fact that we got a show long narrative on last night's show. I don't like the fact that the show long narrative is about a group that is not over as a heel faction. Even though we were all very very complimentary for last week's closing angle, but like I expected to see some type of change and some type of direction for this group, and I didn't get any of that really in this episode.
Here's the thing with Seth Rollins. Triple H loves his shades of gray, where like a heel can like say bad things, but you could sort of see his side of it, see his side of things. It's too much with Seth Rollins. He's got to establish that he's a heel. Like, you want to keep up the shades of gray thing, then Sami Zayn's gonna get, they're gonna be happy that Sami Zayn's gonna get beat up until you really sink it home that this guy is a piece of shit. You got to do that. And like you said, the music's gotta go.
That's the first thing that should have been. That's the first thing they should have done. Two, you have one of the greatest talkers of all time. Why do I need 20 minutes of welcome to Monday Night Rollins? I'm a visionary. I'm a revolutionary.
Very babyface.
Let's play to the crowd. I am Seth freaking Rollins. Yeah, Kansas City. That's babyface Seth Rollins. What's the difference? Shut the fuck up. Give the mic to Paul Heyman.
I wish it just
I'm so annoyed. I'm so annoyed because I loved last week's ending, and then they just was like they're fucking being cheered, and it is not like, I know you just said, Romeo, oh fuck the fans last night, the crowd was awful. No, it is 100% on the performers and the booking.
That was a miscalculation to think, just being up on Sami Zayn's gonna be enough. Nope, you gotta establish Seth Rollins is an asshole. I know he's an asshole. I do. But not every viewer out there can see and read the lines, read in between the lines that this guy's been an asshole the entire time. Hello? They got to hammer it home for some folks. A lot of folks.
Yes. Like you always used to like it. I just don't get it. Romeo, Top Guy JJ, any overall thoughts like I just gave with my rant?
They're stuck right now. Like, and it just feels like they're stuck. And they need to think a little bit more quickly. Last night was passable, but last night did not happen. Like, last week basically didn't happen last night. Like, last night should have been an attitude shift. It should have been an attitude shift. The fact that this man comes out and he's surfboarding high fives to fans. He's still the cool guy in the long coat, whatever that shit is called. I know that shit is on the internet somewhere. He got it he got inspired by somebody, and he wore this long ass shit. He's still pandering. Why are we still pandering after you have just collected the greatest manager in the history of professional wrestling? You're surfboarding. You ain't never seen nobody in the history of a Paul Heyman got fucking surfboard in a fucking crowd. And crowd pandering while Paul Heyman is standing right behind you. The only version of crowd pander that we've ever gotten was acknowledge me.
Yes.
That's literally it.
Someone tried to tell me that the Bloodline used to get cheered unless they were beating up Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And I was like, no, the Bloodline got booed when they were first in front of live fans. Acknowledge me used to be received with boos. Some people would cheer to be anti what WWE wants from you, but most of the time it got boos until Roman was so ridiculously the head and shoulders above everyone else as like a 2-year, 3-year champion. That's when he started getting the mixed reaction. He still got boos, but he was getting more of a mixed reaction towards the end of his title reign. It wasn't on week 2.
Listen, I understand it's complicated because I understand that the Seth Rollins character does not believe he is doing anything wrong. He still thinks he's Seth Rollins. He still thinks he's the same person. He's delusional. He does not see that he is becoming what he hated, what Roman Reigns. Seth Rollins, that's the story. Seth Rollins is becoming Roman Reigns. What he hated, he's becoming that. He doesn't see that, though. So I understand it's a little complicated. I honestly blame the fans. I think the fans need to be a little bit smarter in reading the storyline. The fans are kind of dumb. They don't see it. No, that's what I think it is.
I don't agree with that at all.
I don't agree with that
at all. When you are talking to the crowd in form of participate with me, they're going to participate with you. Why do you think John Cena tries, and it's like over trying at this point, but he has to do it. He knows he is that talented when he's speaking that he's going to get cheered, but he has to over try and overstep and oversay to get them back against him.
John Cena realized. John Cena
didn't even try it. Like, he didn't even try yesterday. It wasn't even an attempt.
And you know what's the crazy part though? Last week he did much better. He changed the cadence of how he spoke. He did not do "I'm a visionary." You know, he did the lines, but he did it in a slow manner so the fans couldn't say it. Yeah, like he switched it up last week, and then he went right back to it. It was like,
this nigga was happy last night. This nigga was grooving last night.
He forgot he was a heel last night. It felt like.
And
because in his mind he doesn't think he doesn't think he's a heel. That's the character.
But
they need to speed things up.
So then, if you want to have a character that doesn't believe he's a bad guy, then don't have Paul Heyman and Bron Breakker as the guys that you're lining the future up with. Have guys like Sami Zayn and Damian Priest or somebody as guys you're trying to shape the future up with. You're not going to take the greatest heel manager of all time, and then you are going to take a crowd-wanted badass heel and put them together and have the other two act like Goonie heels, and then you can act however you see fit because it's what you want to do, because that's what you believe. It makes no sense. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't add up. If you are going to play the vision and the future of the business through your eyes, you need to fucking make the people believe that and not be a fucking lead singer in a fucking choir. Like, this is not hard. This is not difficult. Like, I get that it would take time to get the crowd fully against you. But you got to start laying fucking eggs to get the crowd to start doing that. He didn't do a damn thing last night. Even his back and forth with Sami Zayn was trying to be a convincing babyface.
Like, look at the whole, like, look how the changes that Roman Reigns made as soon as he got Paul Heyman. He does that whole scene in the back where he doesn't want to sign the contract for the 3-way, and he waits until the end and he says, I'll sign it at the pay-per-view. Then immediately, the next show we see him on with Paul Heyman, he waits till the end of a 3-way matchup with The Fiend and Braun Strowman to sign the contract. He works like a heel in that matchup, and he wins the title. And then immediately, his promo changed on the following SmackDown after that. CM Punk, when he first aligned with Paul Heyman, he totally switched up he started adding some heel mannerisms to the character, despite him not feeling like he was a heel, that he was just aligned with someone who he considered his best friend, but he knew having Paul Heyman was going to get him heat, and he started cutting promos and not playing to the fans as much as he did when he was a babyface. Seth did none of that.
The only thing I actually enjoyed out of it is literally the start of it, of Sami Zayn literally telling Seth Rollins
yes,
he is becoming what he hated, and he was jealous of the things that both Roman Reigns and CM Punk had, which was Paul Heyman, which was what created that animosity he had towards him, because he didn't have that. And now he had. So the Sami Zayn laid a perfect play on words for Seth to just get angry and be a heel. Sami laid it perfectly. He gave that man all spades. And Seth still wanted to convince the world and convince him that he's not doing a bad thing. And like, you lose people when a story is literally being handed to you and sold to you, but now you want to rip a few pages out and then you want to go from page 10 to page 30.
Seth has to embrace the darkness. He has to realize he is the darkness now. He has to embrace it. Not just pretend like
the darkness.
He's like, I'm doing this for the company's good. Like, he thinks it's all for a good cause.
Stupid.
We shall say. Well, let's talk about this show. You did not like the crowd in Kansas City last night. Romeo, what about you, Top Guy JJ?
I thought the crowd was fine. Like, we're not going to get European crowds. Like, you just got to get used to that. We're not going to get the overseas crowds in America. It's just not going to happen. Like, they were fine. Like, they were loud. They were participating. Like, they were involved last night. Stars got their big pops. Moments got their big pops. The crowd was fine. Like, it was actually a pretty damn good American crowd. Like, that's what you're going to get out of American crowds. Like, you're not, they need, if you know what, like, I'm telling that little bit of time where we get those overseas events and those European tours, we get spoiled based on how good they are. We ain't on that level, bro. We're not cut from that same cloth because we're too spoiled.
I got an idea for these crowds. Listen, if you're going to sing Seth Rollins' theme, sing it in boos. Go, boo. There you go. Now you got something. Now I could get behind that.
What has he done? What has he done to get booed?
He orchestrated the whole plan with Heyman. He ruined CM Punk's Mania match, ruined Roman Reigns' Mania match. It's Seth Rollins' fault. Don't say it's just Paul Heyman's. They aligned together.
The question SB asked you. The question he asked you was, what did Seth Rollins do as a heel to make you boo him?
Yeah, I just answered it.
Not the turn.
No. You were seeing something and you were coming to your own conclusion. He has yet to explain that he was behind all of this. He really didn't explain that last week or this week.
He said that they've aligned together, all three of them, right? They're there to protect the future of WWE, right? They're the division, all that shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, we still have yet to hear Paul Heyman's explanation.
Exactly.
Paul Heyman hasn't grabbed a microphone since this happened.
The only thing he said was last week that Seth Rollins is now the undisputed number one star.
Yeah.
He had a segment last night with Sami Zayn that I thought was interesting backstage.
That was great. They have yet to do anything in front of the crowd with Paul Heyman explaining his.
And
his
what I didn't like that actually very much, because what Paul Heyman said to him was, he said he is, that's Seth's vision. He didn't say that's our vision. He said that's Seth's vision, regardless of what he believes or not.
I love that.
Paul
He was
Heyman
like,
didn't even sound fully on board with it, but he's rocking with it.
he was like, don't judge me for the things I did because I didn't judge you for leaving the bloodline. I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was really well. It was really well done.
That was well said.
That whole segment made me be like, why hasn't Heyman been talking more? Why do I need two 15-minute segments with Seth Rollins talking when he's next to the greatest talker in wrestling history?
This is WWE. You guys know they're not going to give everything away at once. They're going to spread it out multiple episodes of television.
But if you are trying to convince somebody to do something, there is no better convincer than Paul Heyman.
He's the heat. He's the one that can get this group some actual heat. It's not Seth Rollins, especially if Seth is playing the same character that he was playing before. And like, I know everybody wants to say, oh, if he just gets rid of the song, that's fine. No, if he gets rid of the song and he's still, I'm a visionary, I'm a revolutionary, I am Seth, let me play to the crowd and pander to you, Rican Rollins. No, it's the same thing. It's the
like
same thing.
He could have literally, like, he done the same thing. And when he did Seth, and then they started, he's like, no. This is my vision. And he finished it himself. That would have been something. It would have been something. But it was nothing. It was literally copy paste what he did last month.
What he did at the prime of his babyface run. And I'm sorry, I've been annoyed with that character for over a year now. Him doing the same promos. Nah, I'm over it.
Oh, me too. But sometimes his promos have been fire. He owned the whole build to the WrestleMania match. He did all him.
He did. He came off more as a heel during the build to WrestleMania than he did last night.
And the thing is that the words that he said is not like bad. He wasn't talking bad on the microphone, but he's not talking as a heel. He's talking as a tweener that is trying to convince somebody to do something that, he might find questionable, but that wasn't really heel talk. That wasn't heel talk at all.
He's sort of like a cult leader. He's sort of like the Messiah, because he is convincing some people that he didn't really do anything wrong this whole time.
At least the Messiah was a dick.
Yeah. He needs to rip someone's eye out.
Yeah.
Like the Messiah actually fucked up his Goonies when they fucked up. I dare him try that with Bron Breakker.
He needs a brutal attack, Seth Rollins. He needs a brutal attack on Sami, not Bron. Seth needs to do it.
We got Dion who says he attacked Sami this week. If he attacks another babyface next week and still gets cheered, is it still on Seth or is it the crowds? It's still on Seth. If he's still cutting these same promos, Dion, that the attacks and everything, that's perfectly fine. It starts with this whole promo and him pandering to the crowd. Like, if he's still cutting these same type of promos that he was at the height of his babyface run, that is a problem, and it does not matter because, like Romeo said at the top of the show, WWE is filled of shades of gray characters, so people will still view him as a babyface if he's still the same character that he was as a babyface.
Wait, do we call that really an attack by Seth Rollins? That really wasn't an attack.
That was
a finishing touch. That was literally a finishing touch. Bron did all the work. Bron did all the heel work.
And Bron going into all this,
Bron did all the heel work.
Who got a lot of cheers.
Exactly.
He's gonna still keep getting his cheers. There's still pop for the spears.
Who listened to the fans when they said one more time and kept doing it one more time.
You cannot do that.
You can't do that.
Was that a call? Was that an improvise or
what they want?
Call from the back? I don't know.
You
can't do that. You can't give the fans what they want. That's heel 101.
Yeah. We got to stop this whole nonsense, though, with blaming the fans. No, it starts with the...
Because I'm booing Seth Rollins. I know he's a dick. I do. How come other people don't know? Why is it just me?
Because
I'm not singing.
We have firmly established on this show, Romeo, me and you both hate that song. We hate the song, and we get the nuance of how Seth Rollins is a dick here. The common wrestling fan, the common wrestling fan with with Jimmy Uso or Roman Reigns in their profile picture on Twitter does not get that.
Yo, y'all can't have it both ways. At least the crowd fucking participated. If the crowd didn't participate and do nothing, then we would be shitting on how flat the crowd was. Like they're gonna do one or the other. They're gonna react or they're gonna do nothing.
I don't get the going against Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's one of the best baby faces in the company.
I mean, Sami Zayn's the one that came out.
That's weird. That's weird to me.
They thought
one more time against Sami Zayn.
It would have been less weird if Seth Rollins would have acted according to the words that Sami Zayn was saying. That is all Sami Zayn had to do was act on the words Sami Zayn was saying. Because Sami Zayn laid a perfect promo. Sami Zayn was flawless.
You know what would have been cool? Because it would have like I think someone in the chat was saying it, like Sami laid everything out. What would have been cool is if Seth Rollins accidentally let the veil down a bit. Like, oh man, I'm trying to give you an offer. I'm trying to do you a favor. I need you to acknowledge. And then, like, he made a mistake. He says the word. He says the word. And Sammy's you see?
Teases of the turn. Like teases of the turn.
Yeah,
that'd be hilarious.
That would have been perfect.
One more time chance against Sami Zayn. That's brutal. Woo, what a vicious crowd.
But I mean, crowds have been wanting to see heels do more damage. It's just been a track record. You've seen it with fucking Brunson Reed 1,000 times.
I was gonna say that. I was like, Seth should know this. Seth should know this from the tsunami.
Your wife literally just do this. Your wife literally just did this.
His wife resorted to a little Kansas City dig to try to get some damn heat.
But she see how she put it on herself and said, no. Like she wasn't letting them react.
We'll talk about her
letting them react. So we'll obviously then run it down the whole fucking show. but it's just, you have examples of what the crowd is going to do. And you just kind of like ignored all of it.
All right, let's get into this show. We see Nick Aldis, Rhea Ripley, Roxanne Perez, American Made, Stephanie Vaquer, and Logan Paul all arriving at the building. Aldis is filling in tonight for Adam Pearce, who was given the night off. Yes, because we needed someone who can control things, and it seems that the reason why Raw wasn't so chaotic is because people actually respect Nick Aldis in comparison to Adam Pearce.
That was ridiculous, because I would have thought it would be more chaotic because it's the substitute teachers, and we ain't gonna fucking listen to this guy.
Nope. Jeremy Lambert said it perfectly on In the Weeds earlier. He was like, I think he thinks that the wrestlers are like, man, Adam Pearce, you've been retired for like a decade now. Oh, but Nick Aldis, he was just wrestling like a year and a half ago. Let's chill. Let's relax. He's the national treasure. He was a better NWA World Heavyweight Champion.
Nick Aldis, man. That's a GM right there. That's a GM you can respect.
Michael Cole informs us that Pierce suspended Gunther indefinitely and that we would hear from Pat McAfee later addressing Gunther. And then we had a recap of last week's closing angle before the new heel faction, quote unquote, heel faction, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman made their way out. Yes, Braun Breaker looking dope. Looking very good in the suit. But immediately I was like, when I heard the Seth Rollins theme song, I was like, so much for them being the heels as the crowd popped huge. The crowd popped and started singing along with the theme song. They cheered all three men as they made their way down to the ring, and then
we gotta rate Seth Rollins' fashion this night. This was all very Illuminati. I'm giving this a high number. The whole thing is called the Golden Peacock. You could buy it yourself for, I think, what was it, $15K online? That jacket.
Yeah, you can buy it yourself. Yeah, if you're rich.
I'm gonna give this a high 9.
Buy it yourself for $15,000.
This is a 9 for me.
You're probably gonna literally wear like once in your life.
What do you guys give the whole fit? I give it a high 9.
Where you at, JJ?
Give it. I mean, the shades.
On the Seth Rollins scale.
The shades made it look good too. So yeah, I give it like an 8.5.
Yeah, I'll go 8. I'll go with 8. Yeah, this is a very much a very Seth Rollins attire fit.
And
here.
Bron, we are getting absolutely ridiculous with this tan. Ridiculous levels of fucking orange.
What are you talking about? He's Dominican.
He gets one shade. I'm telling you, he gets one shade darker. He's gonna look like Terrence.
Yeah. and then Trump.
Yep, I can see that too. Seth Rollins gets on the mic and he says that he is welcome to Monday Night's Rollins. He says that he is a
Look at those
visionary.
bad guys. Look at those bad guys.
He's a revolutionary. He is Seth. Puts the mic in the air for freaking Rollins. Yes,
you know who else always did this as a heel? The Miz. Every time he did Miz TV, always did the same shit too.
Yeah.
And got cheers.
But Miz is so annoying that eventually he would get heat.
Yes.
But Miz is like the carny heel. This guy is a takeover wrestling type heel right now.
Yes.
Oh, remind you of anybody on AEW?
Yeah. This is the verbiage he's using is very much Jon Moxley in the Death Riders. He said that he knew that there were people who still wanted to cheer for CM Punk. He was actually greeted with a lot more boos than he was probably expecting before the smallest number of people started chanting for CM Punk. And he kind of looked like, wait, is nobody going to cheer for him? And
listen,
that seemed
no. Some of these people were just minutes ago singing Seth Rollins' theme. You have to pick a side. You cannot be cheering for everyone. This is war.
They didn't cheer for Punk. It was like the smallest.
Didn't.
No, they were
smallest minority of people chanted CM Punk.
But I bet you they were also
that was
singing
literally
Seth.
like section 113.
But then they went with the OTC chants too. You cannot cheer all these guys.
I mean, you gotta acknowledge. We all acknowledge our tribal chief.
This
like,
is
they're Shield fans. They're Shield fans.
In the Civil War, you couldn't be for the North and the South too. You need to pick a side.
Hey, I cheer for Iron Man and Captain America. We got
the guy with the microphone needs to pick a fucking side.
Exactly. That whole reaction seemed to catch him off guard as well. It was funny. Rollins then mentions, he was like, but I know you would still put your ones in the air and acknowledge Roman Reigns as they cheer and then chant OTC. Rollins said that the fans were looking at the future of this industry. The future wasn't CM Punk. It wasn't Roman Reigns. It wasn't John Cena, Jey Uso, or Cody Rhodes. The future, alongside Heyman and Braun Breaker, ran through Seth freaking Rollins. We get some barking for Breaker as they start cheering him a bit. As Seth is about to go on, he is then interrupted by the music of Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn approaches the ring. He gets on the mic and he says that he and Seth have been friends for a long time. And he wanted to tell him straight to his face that this was a lot of crap. Rollins had talked all that trash about CM Punk and Roman Reigns for years, while noting that the one thing that those guys both had in common is now standing right behind you in Paul Heyman. Zayn wondered how Rollins was exactly any different. He says that he used to think that Rollins really did hate those two men, but maybe he was just jealous. Maybe he just wanted to be in the position that they were in. Zayn called it hypocritical for Rollins to think that he had to be at the center of the industry, and he compared this whole thing is very similar to the Bloodline, which seemed to confuse Seth. Seth said that this was nothing like the Bloodline, but Zayn said that it was just like the Bloodline because Rollins had his wise man on one side and his little dog on the other, And then he warned Braun Breaker to stop looking at him, or else he'll kick him in his head, kick his head in himself. Rollins then they got face to face, but then Rollins got in between them. Rollins gets on the mic and he says tries to calm things down, and he says that this was the future. Zayn could either be with them or against them. That wasn't meant to be a threat though. But if he stood in their way, he would become a target. Rollins didn't want that for his friend Sami Zayn. So he offered to have Paul Heyman pull some strings and get Sami moved off of Monday Night Raw, so he didn't get caught in the crossfire. Rollins earnestly told him to think about it, and he says that they would need an answer by the end of the night.
Are we keeping track of heelish things? That is a heelish thing Seth just said. Like the people in the audience, are you guys listening to the words this guy is saying? That was not a babyface thing. That was a heel thing.
No, I said everything. The mistake in his promo is everything before Sami Zayn came out here. I thought the interaction between him and Sami was the right tone and the right direction for his heel work. But if he's just gonna turn around and next week start the show with Monday Night Rollins, then it just negates everything here. So I thought that the promo exchange between Sami and Seth was the right direction in establishing this new heel group and bringing. I think overall the story-long narrative that was created with this opening segment really put the emphasis on how Sami Zayn is this very likable, noble, never say die babyface. But like I said, all the damage was already done with how he started off the promo.
Because in my eyes, he still doesn't look at himself as a bad guy. He still thinks the crowd loves him. The crowd thanks him for saving the future of WWE. He needs to come around to where he gets to the point where, oh shit, I'm a bad guy now. Like I have become Roman Reigns. That hasn't happened yet. He hasn't come to that realization yet. But I thought Sami Zayn was great here. He was pointing out facts. He was spitting, and it was a nice show-long narrative that I thought got even better with the backstage segments and the later segments.
Yeah, I thought Sami was great here. He was definitely the MVP of this segment. JJ?
Yeah, I said it while we were talking about it. I thought Sami hit it up the park. Sami was perfect. But yeah, we've already alluded to it for the first like half hour of the show of what this fucking guy just decided to do or not do and act, or how not to act, or not give the fucking GOAT of fucking professional wrestling, Paul Heyman, the fucking microphone for 2 minutes. Like, let Paul Heyman rub it in the fans what the future of the industry is, not yourself. Like, and mind you, my guy, you're 38. Like, you're not the future.
You're talking about Seth?
But
that's no, in WWE,
so
that's prime years.
Backwards. It's so ass backwards for a man that's been in the industry, did the heist of the century at WrestleMania 31. 31. That was a decade ago. How are you now the future? 10 years later. The math ain't mathing, cuz.
WWE is all about your 40s. What you do in your 40s.
It ain't mathing. Like, yo.
Seth is a rare one.
Me with all the whole promo to me made no sense.
Well, that's why he has Bron, though. That's why he has Bron there.
Don't give him the microphone. He'll just ruin the whole group. Like,
Bron?
Don't do, Bron. Like, just leave Bron as the silent killer.
Much.
Leave him as the silent killer. No. You treat that man the way Evolution treated Batista. You let that man be the silent killer, and he will be more over with no talking than he would be by opening his mouth.
Whenever it happens, they don't have to do much. That the turn on Seth, hopefully a long time from now, is gonna hit like crack. It's gonna hit like crack.
You are such a WWE optimist.
You think they can mess that up?
It's insane. Like, yo, the fuck ups are in your face, my dude.
You
Like,
think
the
I'll mess up
fuck-ups
Bron
happened
turning?
in living color in 4K last night.
You think they're gonna mess up Bron's turn? That's
I mean,
tough.
they messed up the New Day turn. They messed up. They didn't capitalize on Chad
this will be a
Gable's
turn
turn.
to a face. This will be a turn into a face, which is different.
Okay.
They've managed to completely nuke Damian Priest.
Yes.
Priest is a Priest. I love Priest, but he's not on Bron's
The fact
level.
that the Judgment Day are still more over than he is right now is actually shameful.
With that awful song too.
Did you have high hopes for Priest?
They
like you do
nuked
for Bron?
They nuked Gunther as World Heavyweight Champion.
Priest hopes are here.
I think I
Bron
could do
Breakker's
this the whole show. I could do this the whole show. And I'm strictly talking about Triple H booking. I'm not even talking about history of WWE.
We've
'cause that
already
would be
got-
even longer.
Bron's hopes are off the screen.
We've already got Penta taking random ass on-screen promo matches with JD McDonough next week.
Penta's
You
just another
could
guy
keep
now.
going if you want.
This is Bron Breakker. None of these names you have mentioned are on his level of where he's going to.
Keep Bron
None.
Hawaii.
None.
They nuked Braun Breaker's Intercontinental title run.
He didn't get pinned. Didn't get pinned.
He got pinned by Jey Uso.
Hey,
He got
the
beat
world-
by
the
Sami
world
Zayn
champ.
the first time he ever went for the Intercontinental Championship. He got beat by Sami Zayn.
It's future world champ. By the way, folks, if you don't see the vision, Sami Zayn next year's WrestleMania opening night 1 against the world heavyweight champion Seth Rollins, winning the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. The plans are set. The plans are set in motion, which is interesting because last week they had me thinking Sami Zayn's turning heel on Jey Uso, and then 1 week later, now I'm all the way on board with babyface Sami. Let's go, let's do it.
These niggas can't even figure out what they're doing next week, and you talk about what they're going to do in 7 months.
What do you think, babyface or heel? What's Sammy's direction?
Duh, we saw it last night.
Well, you just said they could change it in a week.
They could
Well,
change
they
it
did
up.
WWE. They definitely could.
We got chilling with Chase with a super chat donation, a big one here for us. Thank you so much, Chase, for the support. He says, not Raw related, but build your dream roster of wrestlers, gimmick or not, to fight the gorilla. I've been seeing this a lot on social media and I have no idea what's going on.
Oh.
So you got to build a crew of people, and that crew of people, you have to fight a gorilla. So you have to take the best of the best people in your vision that you think can take out a gorilla, and you have to come up with a strategy on how to beat this gorilla. So it's essentially, I think it's 100 people versus one gorilla.
Okay, I'll take.
So you immediately got to think of the first 15 people that's going to get off in like 30 seconds.
That's true. I'll take Brock Lesnar.
We don't have enough time for this, SP. This is 100 people we got to talk about.
No, I'm just gonna put my I'm gonna put a NBA roster starting 5. I'll have Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Yeah,
Bron Breakker.
Screw the allegations, Brock Lesnar. We need to beat this gorilla. So Brock Lesnar, you're on the roster.
You're on the roster. Bron Breakker, Braun Strowman. I need a Savage, so I'll take Jacob Fatu, and I need someone to distract the gorilla. So let's throw Logan Paul at him to just gnaw. He can just gnaw on Logan Paul while the other 4 attack him from behind.
I need guys that don't do jobs. Hulk Hogan, John Moxley. I know John Moxley is going to just take the pain.
John Moxley's a good shot. I will say. That's a good shot.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. He ain't doing the job unless it makes sense.
Or he's taking his ball and going home.
I need to go John Cena. I need all the headliners.
Oh, God, I guess I gotta go now.
JJ?
All right. No matter what, Brock Lesnar's on this team. Give me Bobby Lashley.
That's a good shot.
Let's see. Can I pick versions of people?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, give me 1983 Hulk Hogan.
I just thought of another one too, man.
You know, I need a big guy that is gonna like fight as much as he can. God rest his soul. Give me Bam Bam Bigelow.
Okay. I'll take Big Van Vader if we get in Dead or Alive. I'll take Big Van. New Japan. Big Van Vader.
Fight ain't happening, so I can name whoever the fuck I want.
Andre
and
the
then
Giant.
You know what?
Dig him up.
Yep. You know what? And give me a Wolverine.
Brian Cage.
Give me a Wolverine. No, not that. Wolverine. Give me the Wolverine.
You know
Chris
who we
Benoit.
need. Oh my!
Oh, the Canadian Wolverine! Holy shit! He was a killer on his team. God damn!
I was gonna say
we're fighting a gorilla. Like, are you mad? I want the worst of the worst people.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong for that.
I was gonna say MJF because he might be able to convince the gorilla that maybe fighting's not the best option right here, you know?
Yo,
he'll give him women, watches, and cars.
And you get my drift. If they die, fuck it. They die, right?
Everybody that's ever headlined on the dark side of the ring, everybody.
They're gonna get mauled by the gorilla, so go ahead.
Jimmy Snuka, and we're going to tell him that the gorilla is his girlfriend.
Anyway,
next up, we got a Super Chat donation from Chuck Berries, who says, "What's good, THH fam? For once, I'm going to spread some good vibes for Romeo and say, go New York, go New York, go. Wow. Even LA, anyone but Boston."
Okay, yo, that is so true.
He's not a Boston fan.
That's so true.
Boston.
You fuck around and pick The Rock. You talking about he got a scheduling conflict.
Then it's one versus 99. Wasted a spot.
Damn it! God damn
it! He got prior commitments.
All right. Next up, we had a recap of what happened last week with Rhea Ripley making the save for Io Sky and Stephanie Vaquer against Roxanne Perez and Julia. And then we had Roxanne Perez going one-on-one with Rhea Ripley here. This is only the second match these women have had against each other since their first battle in 2022 in NXT. They played a little cat and mouse with Perez kept avoiding Rhea for a bit until she grabbed her ring jacket and tossed it in Rhea's face before chop blocking her, and it really became the focus of the matchup. She maintained control by going after the leg relentlessly of Rhea Ripley. Rhea caught her on a flying crossbody attempt and hits a fallaway slam. Some children started chanting, "This is awesome," a couple of minutes into the matchup. I was like, relax. Perez regained control.
I don't know what they were chanting that for.
That was, oh well,
yeah,
also true.
Awesome.
Perez regained control during the break and kept targeting the leg. She hits her on the ring post against with the leg. Rhea fought back while selling her leg very well throughout this matchup. She hits a razor's edge and then a sliding knee for a 2 count. We get Julia makes her way down the aisle and she distracts Ripley for a bit, leading to Perez getting a roll up on Ripley for a 2 count. Perez followed with a double knee drop for a 2 count once again. Ripley went after Julia, who was just standing there before Perez used that distraction, but Ripley fought her off. She then goes for the riptide, but then Julia comes into the ring. She chop blocks Rhea from behind to cause a disqualification. Cole wondered what they were trying to accomplish here, but we get Julia and Roxanne attacking Rhea Ripley until the music of Io Sky hits. She gets a big reaction for making the save here, repaying the favor that Rhea Ripley gave her last week. She fights back against the heels until Roxanne and Julia outnumber her, and then they start jumping her as well. But Rhea Ripley comes in to chase them off. Julia and Roxanne bail as the former rivals are now standing side by side next to each other and fighting with each other to fight back against the former NXT Women's Champions. Good match until the non-finish here, but it's becoming way too predictable to figure out what match on every WWE show is going to end like this. They literally have one DQ to non-finish on every WWE show, and it's becoming a theme in the last 3 shows that it's always a women's match.
I feel minimum 2, at least 2 every show.
You're probably right.
Distraction, non-finish, run-in, combination of all that shit. But yeah, this was it felt like a match where like they held back some because they're like, when we're really gonna go, it's gonna be for a match that has an actual finish, So I'm not gonna judge it too harshly because of that reason alone. The booking of the run-in, although the jackknife that Rhea does, that thing is beautiful. Oh my gosh, crush Roxanne with that. I don't know how I feel about this Roxanne Julia combo. I really don't. It feels so random. I mean, yeah, it'll do good for like wrestling, like match wise, but the chemistry, like these two together, it's like, Roxanne should be with Cora Jade, honestly. Like that's the combo that's established. But
this is one they're going to have to explain as well. They're going to have to explain why they are working with each other,
which they won't.
And even if they do, it's like they don't look like they have chemistry together as far as just being a group, but. Whatever.
It only makes sense to me because Roxanne can do the promos for Julia, but we need some type of explanation of why they're working with each other. I do feel like that is necessary here. JJ?
I enjoyed the match for very obvious reasons.
No.
But Mike, but it was a solid match, but like, there's so much eyeball just staring at the camera the entire match. Like it was fantastic. All you see is hips and jiggles and all that shit. That shit was
respectfully.
It's always respectfully. My God, it's definitely respectfully. But hey, just saying, like
he's respectfully being horny.
I'm just gonna say what others are thinking because them things be thangin' in that ring. So, but it was a solid match though. It was a good match. I am just a little confused though with the whole Julia aspect as well, because to me, I think it's gonna hurt Julia in the long run. Like, I don't think this whole 4-way alliance stuff, like Julia's bigger than this, I think. And I think that this is not helping her. This is helping Roxanne more because this is getting Roxanne to the promised land. But I'm not sure how this is going to land with Julia, because like literally you saw how big the moment was when Julia and Rhea had the face off with no contact. Like the fans were ready to erupt because of just them seeing each other. Now it's running material now. So it's really not even like, it's not as big of a moment as it should have and should be. Maybe this will materialize as something good. Hopefully it does. But I'm a little worried about the outcome of Julia out of all of this compared to like how good this is going to help Roxanne. Because now Roxanne's already in there with the heavy hitters. Can we get Julia in a match with heavy hitters now? Like, because Julia, this whole running in shit with Julia, I'm not feeling it. Like, Julia is much better than this.
I think that this is more helping Julia because Julia hasn't made a seamless transition to the WWE style. So I think Roxanne would be fine on her own. I think Roxanne could be on the main roster on her own and in no time would be one of the top women's wrestlers on the main roster. I think Julia is the one that needs to adapt to the WWE style, and she hasn't done that as well as her counterpart that would be later on this show, who just seems like she's ready to be on the main roster like yesterday.
Listen, man, you think you heard glazing during?
Gonna get worse.
You think
before it gets better?
Listen, just know there's materials on the other side of that room over there.
This guy.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, I'm telling you, with these
you take
women,
rated Raw real seriously.
They trying to bring they were trying to bring 2015 Top Guy back. Like,
he never left.
Listen, the flashes that we getting, man, shit. I'm liking TV on the women's side right now.
Will Chisholm says, put the tag match on Backlash. We know you watch Triple H. I wouldn't mind it if they did the Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Julia and Roxanne at Backlash. I wouldn't mind that at all.
Sounds like
that
a Raw
would be
match.
awesome. I hope not, because it's just going to be a non-finish.
Raw
We all
after.
know this. We all know this. It's going to be a non-finish. We get Judgment
Everyone
Day
must be protected.
Oh God! We get a Judgment Day segment next as Finn Balor comes into the clubhouse as they're all kind of arguing with one another, and excitingly he welcomes back JD McDonough, but he acted like they hadn't seen each other since the moment that they did last week, which was very weird. As they caught up, though,
These guys don't travel together. What the hell?
I was like, what is this? Is so stupid. If you thought about it for a second, this whole segment is stupid.
On camera.
It's like so stupid. Well, why don't you call and him know that he was on his way back? But of course that did not happen. Then Liv Morgan interrupts to ask if everything was cool and wondered why they weren't getting ready for their matchup. Balor was surprised to learn that he had a match tonight. McDonough said that Liv thought that it would be good if we got back into the World Tag Team title scene and get another shot. He thought that Morgan had already told him that they had a match against the War Raiders. Morgan wasn't sure Balor would like hearing that since it wasn't a title match, and Balor was happy to have a match, but just wanted them to keep him in the loop next time. And JD kind of got on Liv for not communicating, as there's this lack of communication in the Judgment Day. Balor is feeling like the odd man out right now. We did get another scene with Carlito excitingly talking about everyone getting championships except for him.
I mean, Finn was justified to feel the way he did. I hope they're not thinking make this guy babyface. I hope not.
I think they are going to turn Finn babyface from all of this. I think they're just going to be like, that was just Las Vegas. That was just WrestleMania. We're not going to turn Dominic Mysterio heel. I mean, babyface.
Woo, man, rolling the dice. And I don't know if you noticed in the background on the video game, they were beating up Triple H. What the hell? You can't do that. They must have saw this creative.
This is for always putting us in these stupid storylines.
They saw this creative that Finn's turning face and they're like, just beat up Triple H in the game. Beat him up.
No, they were like, this is for giving us that damn awful Death Rebel theme song.
Oh man. I don't know if it's true, but I heard that Death Rebel's gonna start doing UFC music. Woof.
Good luck. JJ, any thoughts on the Judgment Day backstage segment?
I'm playing Monopoly Go. No.
He's just waiting until we talk about Stephanie.
Gooden. We got up next. We did get A-Town Down Under with an interview during the ad break. Austin Theory put over the Kansas City Chiefs, while Grayson Waller congratulated the Philadelphia Eagles on beating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Waller then informed them that he knows that him and Theory have been looking for competition and to get another matchup, and he has informed them that they do have another matchup. Well, he does, a singles match next week. Theory was surprised and upset to learn this, and that was pretty much it.
Question.
Then we go to
question, guys. I heard some speculation from fans online. They were throwing out the idea of Austin Theory joining the Seth Bron team. Do you guys co-sign that or no?
No.
They have history, and I think that would be the best way to turn around Austin Theory's career. But it really feels like Austin Theory is the one that's going to turn babyface from this A-Town Down Under breakup.
Stop trying with Austin Theory. Just stop trying.
I'm always gonna have faith in my boy, the first person that we interviewed on this channel.
4-year failed experiment. Let's move the fuck on.
Damn, you sound like John Cena. He's not an Austin Theory fan.
I get it. I he's cool, but one, he needs to be successful by himself. Like, stop aligning him with someone every fucking moment of his career. He's got to be with somebody. He's got to be aligned with somebody. Somebody's got to be by his side. Like, chill. Like, what the fuck? Like, shit. How many fucking damn different versions of Austin Theory we got to see before we just know he's going to live in the mid-card?
Damn.
Hey, every group needs a pin eater. Needs a person to eat pins.
Buy low. Buy Austin Theory stock low while it's at its all-time low.
I agree. Logan Paul is out next.
Now here's a heel. Here's a real true heel. He won't get no tears.
He's not doing good heel work. He just not liked.
It's just,
There's a
you know what it
difference.
is? It's so refreshing to see somebody on this damn program who just gets all boos. It's so refreshing. It feels like it's a lost art now. Like,
But it's
rare.
not money generating heat. It's not, let me buy a ticket to watch him get his face punched in heat. It's go away. You are just cosplaying a wrestler heat. That is not good.
Beggars cannot be choosers when I need somebody to have heat on this damn program. Somebody.
Fair.
True heel heat.
That is fair. Logan Paul wondered why he was getting booed after beating AJ Styles at WrestleMania. He called the fans victims of circumstance because they were from Kansas City. They didn't know what greatness looked like. Dude, you were just hanging out with Patrick Mahomes like a year ago.
I don't like this guy.
Good.
Like,
Yes,
no,
I love that.
Not from a wrestling sense either. Like this guy just don't get it.
Yeah, I'll go into it after I'm done with this segment. He says they didn't know what greatness looked like. They were so stupid to think a true legend would look like their current world champion, Jey Uso. Paul says that he's done everything there is to do in this industry except win a world title, which led to the music of Jey Uso hitting, and he interrupted this. Huge reaction for Jey Uso, all the fans eating. Nice little Bret the Hitman Hart moment with a kid that survived cancer in the front row that had a sign for Jey Uso. That's how you become a beloved babyface even more, when you have those special moments with kids like that. He, like I said, everybody was here for Jey Uso. Jay gets on the mic and he says that he wasn't about to hand over the world title he worked 15 years for to give it to a punk ass YouTuber. Watching Gunther beat his brother to a bloody pulp lit a fire under him that was never going out. He says that this title is not given, it's earned, and it's mine. If Paul wanted it, Jay invited him to come take it. Paul mocked all the yeeting and said that he sounded stupid. Paul planned on taking the title while Jay would crash out, screw up, and lose it faster than he lost the Intercontinental Championship. So, and before he can complete his sentence, Jey Uso knocks him the hell out with a super kick right to the chin. The crowd popped huge for Jay laying out. Yeah, much like the arm. Yeah,
Logan Paul is pretty tall.
Yeah,
Jay can't do nothing, right? But Jey Uso got a huge reaction, superstar reaction here from this Kansas City crowd as he lays out Logan Paul and sets the stage for a rivalry between the two. We did see later on in the show, among all the folks that came to see Sami Zayn throughout this show, there was Jey Uso right at the end who went and told Sami that he has his support no matter what his decision would be at the close of the show. And as Sami Zayn walked off to give his answer, Jey Uso, they stayed the camera on him way too long, where I was like, they're gonna take Jay out of this whole equation so he can't help Sami at the end of the night. It's gonna happen now. And then it happened. Logan Paul knocks him out with the titanium punch, laying out Jay and then mocking his yeeting once again. So this is the thing with Logan Paul. One, none of his feuds have any type of substance. No type of substance, because he is not playing an extension of himself. The Logan Paul you get on his podcast and his little vlogs backstage, that is him. He is sometimes a dick But he's a funny asshole and prick. Oh, these guys are not humble. I'm humble. If he did more stuff like what he does in those vlogs and what he does on his podcast, then yeah, he's playing an extension of himself just turned up to 10. He comes off like a podcaster playing a wrestler. It very much feels like he's putting on a character, putting on a front when the cameras start rolling, and it feels 100% inauthentic. And that's why the people hate him, because he's an inauthentic fraud in front of them. I think that he has regressed as a character. I don't think he's ever been a good promo, but he was a lot more natural when he first came here. And he's definitely regressed in the ring, where he just is a video game wrestler doing athletic moves, but no type of psychology, no type of story being told in his matches. So, and overall, my big issue with this whole segment is that once again, we are right back to where we were 3 weeks before WrestleMania. The World Heavyweight Championship feels like a mid-card title on the show, where it's the only world title on this goddamn show for the men. But it's once again in a mid-card feud. JJ, what did you think about Logan Paul and Jey Uso here? I thought Jey was good, but Logan, not so much.
So what I don't like about Logan Paul is nothing progresses. Nothing progresses. It just happens. Like, how did Logan Paul get into this picture to begin with? How did Logan Paul appear here? How did you just insert challenger for Jey Uso with nothing behind it at all? And we're supposed to get behind it. Like, why? So Logan Paul comes out again, talks a bunch of nonsense. Did he know the city that he was in last night? He was in Kansas City. They don't know nothing about greatness. Are you dumb? Are you dumb? It's a team that just they only got 3 Super Bowls. They only went to fucking 3 of them in a row. They only got arguably the greatest quarterback of all time. That is projecting to be that way, but they don't know nothing about greatness. That city knows nothing about greatness. So he's like a bad actor in a wrong city saying just whatever is on his paper, and he just reads it. The substance level is 0. The sense level is like a 1. I think you said it too. Just the level of inauthenticity, it just bleeds when he's on TV. It just bleeds. So, like, why can't Logan Paul be in a number 1 contenders tournament or match? Why can't Logan Paul get to the point where you have earned the right to fight Jey Uso? Why is Jey Uso just appearing on your screen because you said his name? Like it's just lazy execution, and just again going to this book and you are just ripping out literally fucking chapters to get to this end game that is gonna have very to little substance anyway. Because now you don't have any substance because there's no fucking meat in the middle. You don't know how this shit just came about. This shit just happened on a random Monday night. Like, how? Why? For what? How the fuck did this occur? That Logan Paul, like Drew McIntyre also won a street fight at WrestleMania. Why can't Drew McIntyre go into the ring and call out Jey Uso? Like, fucking Grande Americano won a match at WrestleMania. Why the fuck isn't he somehow just calling out the World Heavyweight Champion? You won a match at WrestleMania. Bravo. That's great. That's all that happens for you to insert yourself into a championship picture. It's stupid. So it doesn't have anything to do with, oh, he's getting heat because he's good at what he does. No, it just becomes extremely lazy when he's involved with what they do.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. I love how nobody has anything positive to say about Logan Paul. Oh, how God damn, I love that. I love that shit. I love that Logan Paul is universally disliked on screen and in the chat. I love it. It's so goddamn refreshing. Nothing positive to say about somebody.
Good.
I love it. I love it. This is the guy on this program who probably, arguably, gets the most boos out of anyone on the roster on Raw. Definitely more than Seth's getting. Even though Seth, to me, seems like the big bad on Monday Night Raw, Logan Paul's the one who gets the biggest boos. Versus the guy who arguably gets the biggest cheers. Jey Uso probably gets the biggest cheers on the Monday Night Raw roster. You're putting them together. I think this is a good first title defense for Jey Uso. I like it. I like that Logan Paul doesn't get cheered. Nobody likes anything about him. How many other people on both rosters can we say that for? I can't think of anybody.
Drew McIntyre gets heat.
No, I'm saying like, you like Drew McIntyre though. You like him. You can say positive things about him.
I love people who are good at their job.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
So you were a big fan of Jinder Mahal too, right?
No, I was not. I didn't have anything positive to say about him.
You're not keeping the same energy.
He did get in tremendous shape. I'll give him that. He did get in tremendous shape. Legally or illegally, he still did it. I have something positive to say about him.
You are just... WWE should call you like after this show and just make you a publicist.
You know how John Cena calls himself like
the spin is ridiculous.
You just find somewhere in your soul something positive to say about
still have my soul.
Everything that happens in this company.
He doesn't have his soul. He sold it to Triple H.
Oh my god!
I got something negative to say later on. You're probably not gonna like it though.
Yo,
you're probably not gonna like it.
Zero objectivity as a wrestler.
Oh no! I'm gonna have some in a few. And I bet you're gonna argue with me on it. I bet you. Don't be influenced by what I said and argue with me anyway. You'll be real.
Trust me. Listen, I don't need
bet
to be.
You.
I have not been influenced by anybody until he has started.
By the way, you know how John Cena has this like last real world champion gimmick? Logan Paul needs to do that. He's the last real heel. Oh my goodness. This guy is universally disliked. The only guy I know that likes him is Steve, and that's because he's forced to because he lost a bet. That's the only guy. Only guy.
But this is not heel heat.
And even I don't really like him all that much.
My TV heat.
I don't like him all that much. You and SP3 raised some
I
good points.
don't pay attention to him when he's on TV.
That's a bit much.
I actually said I have done articles. I've done multiple articles where I called this for Wrestle Talk when they give me like articles about what matches you think are going to go at Backlash. This was the match that I said. I was like, they'll probably do Jey Uso versus Logan Paul because that's an obvious person.
It seemed like it was lined up.
Yeah, that is heel, that picked up a victory at WrestleMania, that Jay can beat easily. They don't have to do much work because it's 3 weeks after WrestleMania is Backlash, and they could just set it up the way that they did. But when in execution, it very much came off lazy.
All they had to do is just put this motherfucker in a number 1 contenders match.
Yeah.
Against Joe Schmo.
Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Against anyone. Yeah. Jey Uso had to win a fucking Royal Rumble to get this championship match. This man just walked out of the fucking curtain.
And if you wanted Jay to feel like the main event Jey Uso and the World Heavyweight Champion, you were kind of handicapped that you had to put him in this program with Seth Rollins and this new group because they are the main event. So anything else that Jay would be doing outside of them is going to feel mid-card. And this did feel mid-card.
It's funny, Seth Rollins is like, he's more concerned about the future of the company right now than the World Heavyweight Championship. I'll worry about that later.
Because he's going to eventually take that from Jay.
Yeah. That's the money match coming up. We're building up to. I would assume.
You got the most important guy on Raw running shit and doesn't even mention the champion, but this guy just says, "Oh,
wait, can you put that comment back on screen? I'm
you
sorry.
got something that I want."
The one before that you just clicked on? Who was that? Drew McIntyre is a great character. Logan Paul's not a character at all. He's just a dick.
But
Heel
what?
is a dick?
Where the fuck was Nick Aldis during this segment? Like, Nick Aldis could have came out and said, "Hey, Logan, since you won a championship match so bad, you need to beat this person tonight to earn it."
That would have been nice.
Well, he does come out later, right? And doesn't he do something?
Basic ass story. It's basic. They don't even do basic for this guy.
He's a substitute teacher. It's just he did his one thing.
I've been saying this since the title was created in 2023, is that the World Heavyweight Championship it was automatically from the start one of the more devalued world titles because Seth started defending it against a guy who lost in a NXT championship matchup in his second defense. The bar has been put so low for this World Heavyweight Championship. All you have to do is win one match and you're in contention.
Well, John Cena buried that belt last week. Do you remember?
How many matches has Logan Paul won in 2025?
One.
So he's the number one contender.
No, two. He beat Rey Mysterio.
Contender.
He beat Rey Mysterio to qualify for the Elimination Chamber, and then he beat AJ Styles.
So he's the number one contender.
Yep. He beat two former world champions, JJ. I don't know what you want from him.
This is 4 months we're talking about. Going on 5.
And he's
there's like 2 days left in April.
And he's only been in 4 matches. He's been in the Royal Rumble, the Elimination Chamber, Ray, and AJ.
The guy that logically
in a nutshell.
The guy that logically should be the number one contender is Seth Rollins. He won the main event of WrestleMania.
Yep.
But
he won a match.
We ain't doing that for Backlash though. Saving it for something bigger.
True. All right. Let's talk about the next matchup. You had the New Day come out to join the commentary team. Cole liked Xavier Woods' haircut because it was the same as Alicia Taylor, but Woods said that he had the hairstyle way before she did. You also get Pat McAfee trying to teach them to put on their headset, and Kofi tells them that we've been doing commentary longer than you've been here. I love the energy that the New Day had on commentary during this matchup, as it was the War Raiders versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McDonough with Carlito in their corner. This Judgment Day music fucking sucks. Every time I hear it, I will say it every week. Yep, I will say it every week. Wood says that we were only impressed by Ivar's offense because he was fat. Kingston tried to say that he was big boned, but Woods made sure to call him fat repeatedly. Woods said that Balor had a lot of abs while Ivar had absence.
Wow. Who's writing their jokes? Tony
Yo, he was ridiculous.
Yo, it's so bad that it actually is kind of funny.
It's funny, yes. It's so bad
they have good delivery.
Funny.
They have good delivery.
Yes. Cole said that he should have been in the roast. The last bit happened during the commercial break, though. Ivar made a comeback after the break as Woods continued to make cracks about his weight. Woods was impressed by the Doomsault, though. Ivar went for the moonsault, but took too long while looking over at the New Day, so Balor moved out of the way. McDonough ran in and he started going crazy. He wipes out the War Raiders, this time smartly doing the acai moonsault on the opposite side of the ring where no commentary table is at.
I noticed that too. Always do it on that side.
Yes, McDonough followed with a moonsault in the ring, but Eric broke up the cover. Ivar hit a double handspring elbow as Woods continued to mock him some more. Kingston said he can easily do that move himself. Ivar grabbed Balor and chucked him into the New Day at ringside as they continued to talk trash. Woods actually caught Balor, so Ivar tackled all of them down to the ground. Carlito tried to distract the referee to help his team, but but instead it cost them as Penta came out of nowhere and dropped McDonough off the top rope as payback for him doing the same last week. Eric and Ivar then caught JD and set him up for the War Machine, hitting it for the 1-2-3. Eric and Ivar picking up the victory to get themselves in line for a World Tag Team title shot, as the New Day were very upset with them crashing with the War Raiders crashing into them, as the War Raiders were talking trash. Meanwhile, you had Penta doing his slow walk, his slow bebop walk, and then doing on the announce table and then saying "Zero Metal" as the crowd chanted along. We get backstage after this very quickly. We get Nick Aldis approaches Penta and informs him that we can't have you, interfering in matches. So what he's going to do for him is he's going to schedule a matchup between Penta and JD McDonough for next week on Monday Night Raw, which Penta was very happy to hear. Yes.
I thought that was a bun on Aldis's head. It's just a fan in the background.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you.
I was like, what the hell? I was like, wait a second, you don't have that much hair. What the?
Chad Gable with Ivy Now then pulled up to him and mocked Penta for dropping the ball at WrestleMania. Gable says that his favorite part was not him losing, but his useless brother Phoenix losing to El Grande Americano.
He said he lost his first match. That wasn't his first match, right? Phoenix.
I guess he meant first WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Penta then dropped Gable with a kick to the chest and told him, called him a bendejo, and then told him not to mess with the Lucha Bros. The first time the Lucha Bros have been mentioned on Monday Night Raw since Penta's arrival, and it is announced, it is confirmed for next week. It will be Penta going one-on-one with JD McDonough. Romeo, what did you think about the War Raiders and Judgment Day, and then the backstage segment with Penta and Chad Gable?
Enjoyed the match. The finish was justified. Penta did owe them dearly for what happened last time. Unfortunately, it's the second damn not non-finish, but like interference, distraction, whatever you want to call it. Continuous plot device. Second time in a row on this program. And afterwards, Penta was cool. Penta was fired up. Do not talk shit about Penta's brother in front of his face. That was the most pissed off we've seen him yet, right there. Yeah. That was cool.
JJ?
Yeah, I like the Lucha Bros mention. Like, that was kind of cool. But yeah, just getting random throw-in matches for the next week, and it took an entire segment to do it. Sure, I guess. This is what's going on with Penta now. Cool.
That'll be a good match.
Sure.
He's just another guy. He's just another guy until Phoenix gets moved over to.
I'm telling you, man, that WWE optimism, man, that shit is top notch.
Well,
bro.
You got to see the vision, JJ. The vision is that Penta and Phoenix are both gonna get their shit. Oh, did I break up my internet? There goes my internet again.
No,
yeah.
they
don't want me to tell you the vision. Of your shit.
They don't want me to tell you the vision.
The internet is like, yo, what the fuck are you talking about?
We are building up to the Lucha Bros uniting to become stronger against all their enemies. All their enemies.
I'm okay with them putting Fraxium on SmackDown if, yes, Phoenix gets moved over to Monday Night Raw and the Lucha Bros are like the top tag team over here. Then it makes sense why they put Fraxium on SmackDown.
Yes, I agree.
We got a bunch of people who's like, Jeremy says this was filler shit. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the War Raiders and Judgment Day put on much better matches against each other. You could tell this was kind of going to be a plot device more than an actual match.
I like the first match.
That's why I wasn't. That's why I didn't even talk about the match. That happened.
Yeah. But.
Well, isn't that always what we say when Judgment Day enters your television screen?
Also true. Also kind of true. Yeah.
They got to do if they're gonna do that match again. It's got to be the what do you call it? The Vikings rules. What they did? They're gonna do that match again. They're gonna run that back.
Well, they're not the Viking Raiders anymore, so can
Yeah,
they do
the
that?
War Rules match. What are you gonna change? No, I don't know.
War rules. War rules.
Something because those matches are actually fun.
Viking warfare.
There you go. Because the matches are actually fun when they do.
Sure.
Next up was probably the best single segment on this show, in my opinion. As we say, Sami Zayn is backstage with Otis, and he is approached by Paul.
Being in segments with Otis. Careful, it'll define you.
It will.
This mid-carder.
Paul Heyman enters the screen, and he wants to speak to Sami Zayn alone. He says that he and Zayn go way back as they are OG bloodline. Zayn said that might be true, but Heyman blew that all up after what he did at WrestleMania. Heyman said that he respected when Sami Zayn chose to leave the bloodline, so he hopes that he respects what he did. He says that Rollins viewed himself as the vanguard of the industry's future, and Bron Breakker was his dog at the gate.
Nice.
Breakker was demanding a matchup with Sami Zayn tonight, and they couldn't say no to that because Bron was the key to their plans. However, Rollins held Zayn in such reverence that if he accepted a train to SmackDown, he would get a pass. Heyman says that he even spoke to Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce, and if Zayn accepted Rollins' offer, he would face the winner of John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship, whoever comes out of Backlash. Ooh. Heyman urged Sami to think about his future and his family. He said Zayn could live in the future, or he could die with the pass. Zayn seemed to be taking this into consideration as Paul Heyman left his side, and we see that Bron Breakker was listening in as he taps him on the shoulder and then leaves out, and Bron smiles as he heard all of this go down. But man, this was quite the offer. If I'm Sami Zayn, take that shit, bro. Take that shit.
Oh, I love this little segment. This was great.
Listen, you could beat John Cena now.
Yes.
Bro. And you don't have to fight your guy Jey Uso.
This was an offer in spades.
Yeah. I was like, the offer, bro.
But you know what? You get what you have coming to you. That's the part I liked about what happened.
This was intriguing shit because the viewer can see, like, damn, that's a damn good offer. You should take it. You should take it. But we're gonna see. Yeah. We're gonna see what Sami does later.
My God, bro! Like, you are told you're gonna be like right there in championship contention, right after the PLE.
I mean, this just goes to show you the kind of babyface Sami Zayn is.
Too much of a baby face.
The
idiot. Yeah, it's borderline dumb baby face syndrome. And Nicky Boy, I said the same. He says Paul E got to do more talking for this group, man. I listened to this segment. I was like, why the fuck is he not talking? Why do I have to hear? I'm a visionary. I'm a revolutionary. I am Sam Franken. Shut up. Give the mic to Paul E.
That was very Godfather-like. Even though I've never seen it, it did feel like it.
Yeah. So you wonder now why we spent so much time berating the Seth Rollins segment at the start of the show. Yeah. Paul Heyman is just too good to be in the background. He's too good to be in the background. Like, way too good to be in the background.
Well, we love this segment. He was still utilized on this show.
As he better. He better be utilized.
We need Paulie to get the heat and to explain things for how he needs to be the mastermind of this. Like, I know that Seth is known as the architect and the visionary and all this stuff, and they want to have it all, make it look like this is all Seth's doing. No, it has to be It has to be Paul Heyman is the mastermind, and he sees the vision of what Seth Rollins wants to do, and together they are gonna craft the future of the company, and that is gonna be with Bron Breakker leading the charge. If it comes together like that, then you're doing a perfect picture here. But you can't slow burn this part. This part is the most important to this entire faction to make this work. And they can't do the Triple H thing of, oh, we're going to spread it out. We're going to tell the story over the next month and 2 months. No, can't do that.
At this rate, we'll know by like SummerSlam.
Well, the problem you risk with that is that the crowd's going to like these guys and they're not going to want to boo them. by the time you reveal to them, by the way, these guys should be booed.
Yeah. We don't have to gloss over that Romeo has not seen The Godfather.
or Goodfellas. I haven't seen that either.
Oh my God, that's a crime. That's a crime.
At least you've seen Scarface, right?
Okay.
At least
I have.
I've only seen Scarface when I was a kid. I haven't rewatched it in adult.
Rewatch it.
So I will. Unlike you, I actually will watch these movies.
It's on the list.
You always say you never seen it. And it's on the list. You got like 50,000 movies on your list.
It's on the list. Hopefully I live long enough. Hopefully I don't die.
Well, Jesus. We see Jeff Passan and Ryan Blaney in the crowd. I don't care.
MLB insider Jeff Passan.
Here we go.
We couldn't get Patrick Mahomes. Sorry.
You know your weekly celebrity glazing.
Couldn't get Mahomes.
Hate it so much. There was a video package for Becky Lynch's heel turn from last week, and they added a ton of fake boos to it as well. And then next, Becky Lynch comes out to a mixed reaction from the fans as they still want to cheer her. She said that Bayley was tragically taken out of her WrestleMania 41 match, but there wouldn't be any murder mystery or weeks-long suspense of who did it. She did it. It was me. I did it. As she examined the footage and found the culprit, Lynch was amused with herself until people booed. She told them not to act like she was the bad guy. Bayley has attacked her nonstop since 2019. Bayley never apologized to her. Lynch said that Bayley forgot what this industry was all about. She begged for people to like her while she wore everyone else's shirts and danced to their songs. Bayley wondered why she wasn't a bigger star. Oh, why am I not on the posters? Why am I not a bigger star? But she saw a bigger star when Lynch walked out at WrestleMania. Lynch moved on to Lyra Valkyria, and she said the friend of her enemy was her enemy. Well, Vaquer would not be in this business if it not for her. Lynch had high hopes for Valkyria, but Lynch watched at home while she cozied up to the woman she's been fighting for the past 6 years. Becky called her a loser for tagging with Bayley, and she learned her lesson last week. This brings out the WWE Women's Intercontinental Champion. As Lyra says, many women in the back warned her about Becky. Bayley was the first. Valkyria didn't want to believe them. She was caught up in the fairy tale dream of 2 Irish girls winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania. It took Lyra too long to realize, but after 3 consecutive manhandle slams last week, she realized who Lynch was, and now she would pay for it. Lyra entered the ring, but Bayley bailed. Some fans were giving Valkyria the what treatment at this point, but she fought through it. I'll give her credit. She fought through it and continued her promo and showed good fire. Lyra tried to egg on Lynch by reminding her that she beat her the last time they wrestled for the NXT Women's Championship. Lynch said that she would only wrestle when it mattered, and Kansas City didn't matter. Got a good point there. Lyra wasn't surprised, so she suggested WWE Backlash. And Valkyria also said that she would put her Intercontinental Women's Championship up for grabs because she knew Becky wouldn't accept otherwise. Becky says that she would make the title matter, just like she made Valkyria matter. Valkyria told her to shut up as Lyra made herself matter, and she would be a better person than Lynch, and she's already proven she's a better wrestler. Becky started ranting, saying that she is not a better wrestler than her and that she did what she had to do until Lyra catches her with a drop kick through the ropes. She then brings her into the ring and starts attacking her before Becky bails through the crowd. It seemed like the segment was over as Lyra held up the Intercontinental Championship. She was high-fiving with the fans. She stood on the entranceway way too long, where I was like, Becky's gonna come back
again,
out.
second time tonight.
And she did exactly that. She dropped her from behind and stood tall to end the segment. It was announced and confirmed later in the show it will be Lyra Valkyria defending the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship against Becky Lynch Saturday, May 10th at Backlash. It's probably the best. It's probably going to be the best wrestling match on the show in comparison to the other matches already announced. So I like this segment, but there's also stuff I don't like. I feel like
feelings,
this.
Right?
Yeah, this whole heel turn was so rushed that it's once again screwing up what would have been a good what it's good heel work from Becky Lynch. She did what her husband didn't do. She completely changed how she does promos. Her cadence is a little bit more like kind of like
screaming.
Yeah, it's kind of like screaming and scratchy. It's annoying. So she's able to get the proper amount of heat. She sounds like a whiny heel. Yet she makes good points in what she's saying because it was Bayley that attacked her to turn heel in 2019. It was Damage Control that tried to take her out and took her out for multiple months back in 2022.
Shades of gray.
This is all good points that she's making, and that Bayley never apologized to her. Bayley never was kind of like a soft Roman Reigns babyface turn where she never gained forgiveness or said sorry to any of the people that she wronged. Remember, it took Bianca Belair months before she was able to forgive her before War Games last year. And now you see someone that also Bayley never apologized to for all the wrongdoings that she did, coming back and screwing her over and taking her out of her WrestleMania match. So I like the points that she made. She feels like a vindicated heel in what she was saying, but she's not getting the proper response because WWE did not take us on the ride. They did not. When the one time he should have slow burned it, he decides, no, I got to do the swerve. Becky wants to do this, so we're going to do it quickly, and we're not going to take you on a journey here. So it's once again, this is WWE screwing up Becky Lynch when she's doing good heel work. This is now 3 times that they've done this shit. The heel turn on Charlotte in 2018 that made her a bigger babyface. The heel turn in 2021 when she comes back and she immediately beats Bianca Belair, and it took her like 6 months to become the heel that she was probably supposed to be before WrestleMania 38. And now this one. This is ridiculous. You have someone who is great as a babyface, great as a heel, but you keep screwing up every time you turn her heel. It's outrageous how WWE keeps doing this to Becky. I thought Lyra was good here, but she's going to struggle to get the cheers against Becky Lynch for a while here.
Now, SB3, I don't know how true this is, but I heard this was Becky's idea for creative that she wanted to return to.
Yeah, but guess what? You're the booker, Triple H. Say no. Say no. Let's slow this down. I want to tell a story. Let me do my style of storytelling, which is slow burn for a little bit, and let's establish this whole friendship and partnership between you and Lyra before you turn. You put your
I wonder if Becky says, you know what? I'll just stay at home then. I wonder.
Just stay home.
I wonder.
Just stay home. Stay home. We don't.
I wonder if she was that hardball about it, like, because it is right. You are right. That's the way it should be told. It should be. It should be slow burn.
It literally happened at Backlash. Like it could have literally been 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Right. I have mixed feelings about this segment, like you do.
But the match is going to be good, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought Becky's material was good. What she was told to read, I'm not a fan of the delivery. Not so much, because it just felt over the top cartoonish to me in a way that's not natural to the Becky Lynch that I've known all this time. The way she talks, I know she's a shitty friend. That has been established before, but she didn't change up her like cadence like she did last night. The last time she turned, like a long time ago on Charlotte.
Yeah,
she still talked the way she talked.
I don't need her to be the same heel that she was before. I like the fact that this is different.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the delivery. Maybe it'll change. But I actually was more impressed with Lyra on the mic, which we don't say that often. Like Lyra Valkyria on the mic, like we don't say that. But I thought she did good. I thought she was very believable, very natural in everything she was saying. I think I liked her more coming across than I did Becky this segment. So I'm split. I'm not gonna close the book on Becky, like be like, oh, this is a disaster. But the delivery, I think, could be better.
Yeah, erratic is the term I was looking for. You're right, Annika. Erratic. She sounded very erratic with how she was kind of bouncing between theories and motives on everything. JJ, what did you think?
I actually enjoyed this a lot.
See?
I enjoyed this a lot. And the reason is because Becky didn't sound the same. Becky didn't sound like certain people when they turn heels, and they don't sound any different whatsoever.
Sticking up for the Fed.
Becky felt righteous, and she was like, yo, the fuck? Like, I never got no apologies from anybody, and like, well, I did what I was supposed to do. Like, she had a moment, I took that shit. Like, I liked how, I guess erratic is a very good way of saying it. Like, she was kind of getting her point across, but in a very bitter voice. Like, and I enjoyed that. And then what made it even better is when Lyra came out, because Lyra cooked too. Like, Lyra did not get many. She has not had many opportunities on the microphone. So actually hearing her talk, it was like almost a little bit nervous, because I was like, damn, is she ready for this? Because this is one of the heaviest hitters in the game when it comes to the mic with Becky Lynch.
Yeah. But
Lyra did her thing. Like she talked about the dreams that she had as Irish champions, and just people telling her in her ear like how bad of a friend she is, but she didn't believe it to be true. And like it was very well done. Very well done. And then her last line of knowing I'm a better wrestler than you are, no matter who you are, that shit hits. Like, that shit hits. Like, that has been your profession for so long, and somebody is flat out telling you I'm better than you. Like, Becky's reaction and her responses like were perfect to what Lyra said. So I enjoyed this one quite a bit. You knew it was coming as soon as they just wouldn't take the camera off of Lyra as she turned her back to the entrance. You just knew it was coming. And then the fact that Becky went through the crowd and around through that side, she could just make her way back. Like, it was still well done, but it was like, I got the cameras on them. Got the cameras on her a little too. She's definitely getting popped. She's definitely getting popped. But I enjoyed this. This was good. This was actually good. See, like you see Romeo. What that is same.
You sticking up for the Fed. That's what it is.
I'm if something is good,
this guy's ridiculous.
If something is good, I'm going to enjoy it and say that it was good. But you want, like, there's a hope for everything on this show.
Hey, we agreed on Lyra at least.
There's hope.
I know.
For every program.
I give Lyra credit because she was getting the what treatment and she just powered through. So she deserves a lot of credit for that, for sure.
SP, you seen in the teaser for the new show that's coming out on Netflix with where they go behind the scenes on creative? I keep forgetting the name of it.
I hate it so much.
Yes.
We talked about this on Saturday. This is not a good. This is basically feeding into The Rock and Triple H's worst instincts
not a good idea. This is pulling back the curtain too much.
But you saw in the teaser they had the board with like the WrestleMania plans, and it had Becky and Charlotte teaming up to challenge for the tag titles.
Yes,
that's coming. Becky Lynch, you saw Becky Lynch. They're gonna bring Charlotte to Raw and they're gonna be they're gonna be teaming up against all these young cats.
The two woman power trip. Yes.
I don't know how it's gonna come off. It's because I don't know their real life chemistry right now, where I know they have respect for each other, but I'm not sure they like each other that much. So this is gonna be very interesting if this comes to fruition. Very.
Agreed.
But sometimes they create magic on TV.
Yeah.
Look at Roman and look at Seth and Punk.
Yeah.
True.
But they didn't team together.
Next. Yeah.
but they love working together.
Yes.
Yeah. Next we get Rusev with a pre-taped promo, and he tells a great story. He spins a great tale here, where he talks about his rise in WWE, how he had it all. He had the title, he had a woman by his side, he rode into WrestleMania on a tank, but then he lost that championship, and he fell down further and further until he left the company and fell into an abyss named AEW, an all elite abyss, if you will. He lost himself, but then he also fixed himself while he was there and redeemed himself. He realized that he should no longer fight for a woman or for a flag. He was free to crush people, not because he was told to, but because he wanted to. And now that he is back, he is here to crush anyone who was as arrogant as he once was. And he shall do it starting next week. As it was announced later in the show, Rusev will make his in-ring return to WWE on next week's Monday Night Raw, going one-on-one with the Alpha Academy's Otis. This was a really good promo by Rusev. I got to give him credit because he basically took his entire career and had it and placed it into one cohesive story arc and narrative thread, which was very well done. I love the different references to AEW, alternative wrestling brand, and now it's an abyss. And he came out of that hell after redeeming himself, and now we're getting a little taste of the Redeemer in WWE. Unfortunately, facing Otis, you're automatically a mid-carder right now. So hopefully they can start him here and then elevate him up. JJ, what did you think?
I thought this was great. I thought this was good on all elements, including the match with Otis, because you got to start somewhere. And it's a good start. Like, thank God it's not against like fucking Tozawa or somebody. Like, but it's a great. I mean, Otis is gonna hit him. Otis is gonna hit him good, and this is gonna be a good test for Miro. And just give this man credit. Like, his look is fucking phenomenal. Like, one, that shit takes some courage and some balls to just in the prime of your wrestling time. It's just a flat out get rid of all your hair and just change your whole look completely. It looks great on. Like, he looks great. Like just give him some flowers for that. And just his process of how he's going to hurt people, how he's going to redeem them, like he's going to save them from salvation by beating the shit out of them. Like, I enjoyed that. And especially him not needing to fight for a title for a woman that's not his and all of that shit. Like he's it's like he not only took accountability for his failure, he is also explaining how he's going to rise again. So I enjoyed that thoroughly. That was really good. Well done, well delivered by him. And, you know, poor Otis, you're going to be the first victim of all this rage of being away from the company for 5 years. But hey, that's a good dude to take it. So
yeah,
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that thoroughly because I think he's going to get elevated. But I think in the moment, this is a good first match. This is a good first match. Get him back in the ring. Get a convincing W against somebody that is beloved like Otis.
Romeo?
Yeah, this was great. Loved it. Good mission statement. I loved him summarizing his career. I love how he says in the abyss is where he found himself. And to me, I'm thinking like, also, okay, my translation is in the abyss. I learned how to reject bad creative I didn't like. That's how I translated it in my head. I learned how to find myself. I learned how to say no to things. Like, All right, we'll see how that flies. We'll see how that flies here. And
Yeah.
I love how Otis is like, he's always the guy that's picked on where it's like, he's not doing enough for himself. He's not seeing his full potential. Gunther told him that. Chad Gable told him that. And now here's Rusev reminding him again. It's always he's always picked on when it comes to that. So
He's a company man.
yeah.
He's a good company man. Maybe you know
He's the
what?
punch
Maybe maybe we could put Romeo in this like imaginary abyss or some shit so he can find his objectivity on bad wrestling takes.
I literally just told you. I did not like Becky Lynch's delivery. Not a plea for JJ.
You didn't like Becky Lynch. I'm shocked. I'm shocked, sir. Charlotte's number one fan didn't like Becky Lynch.
JJ liked it. JJ liked it, so it's okay. He liked it. Yeah.
No, it's just predictable that Charlotte Flair's number one fan does not like something Becky Lynch did. Like, come on, really?
I'm just saying.
That doesn't prove your objectivity.
Just saying.
He said, "Come on, I said something bad about this show."
That's my future. That's my future tag team partner. Becky Lynch fans and the Charlotte Flair fans gonna have to be like the Bloods and Crips, uniting the flags. Pretty soon here.
I love how his one objectivity is the most obvious person for him to hate.
And even the other Romeos agreed, and they left.
What other Romeos?
Your boys that was always behind you.
Oh yeah. I gotta start working on the New Orleans graphics.
There we go. Next up, we get the NXT Women's Champion Stephanie Vaquer going one-on-one with Ivy Nile. This was a nice little matchup here. Ivy Nile getting a little bit more time in the ring than we usually see her in. And man, Stephanie Vaquer is so over with the crowd. She was over with the crowd last week in Las Vegas and just as over here in Kansas City. The crowd popped huge for the Devil's Kiss move, except that I don't think that Pat McAfee or Michael Cole got the memo that they have to go now blocked it earlier, which the crowd didn't appreciate. After a break, Vaquer was able to hit it. She then followed up with the Meteora in the corner, but then Gable put Nile's foot on the ropes. Nile was able to make a comeback after Vaquer confronted Gable, and then Nile hit the German suplex outside of the ring and then hit another in the ring for a 2 count. Nile went to the top rope, but Vaquer hit her with a couple of headbutts and then hit a massive superplex as the crowd chanted, "This is awesome." Vaquer once again would get her down onto the mat and hit the Devil's Kiss yet again. Nile would counter Vaquer's finisher, the SVP, and hits her with a Uranagi for a 2 count. Vaquer trapped Nile in the ropes and then hit her with a super kick before hitting a dragon screw, and then finally she finished her off hitting the SVB 1, 2, 3. Stephanie Vaquer picks up her first pinfall victory on Monday Night Raw, the NXT Women's Champion, in giving in this process, she gave Ivy Nile her best matchup on the main roster, and I think it's pretty by like a country mile. I think this is the best work. I thought the matchup with Lyra was good for the Intercontinental Championship, but this was a little bit better than that one. A good TV matchup. This crowd loves Stephanie Vaquer, and I said it to y'all in our chat. I said it to Jimmy Macaram, and I'll say it here. Shawn Michaels better just have Stephanie Vaquer relinquish the NXT Women's Championship, because your best friend is jacking you for your top star. Yep, she's gonna be a double champion and then relinquish both titles, because I don't see how the perfect time for him to take those titles off of her was the 4-way at Stand and Deliver, but I don't think he knew that she was gonna get the call up this fast. So it is what it is. She's going to probably have to relinquish the title or put it on Jordan Grace, do a 3-way matchup where Jordan Grace pins the other person and becomes the champion, because Stephanie Vaquer is ready for the main roster, and Triple H seems like he loves her, and he heard that crowd last night. JJ, what did you think about this one?
How the fuck can you not love that woman? Like she is like the embodiment of perfection. Like she has literally everything. We ain't got to talk about the look. Like sheesh. Like, yeah, damn. But she has aura. She's got a banging entrance. She is smooth as fuck in that ring. Like she moves at her speed. She picks it up when needed. Her moves slap. Like she just knows how to deliver an in-story ring match. Like she is just so talented. And it is like, it's almost, the NXT championship is holding her back.
Yeah.
how fucking much of a superstar this woman can be. This woman is like everything that somebody would envision having in a female superstar. Like she has it all. Like she is like just her persona, just how even keel she is. Like she's not overzealous to anything. She doesn't do one move and she's not fucking like screaming to the fucking heavens because she did one thing to get the crowd hyped. She just executes and then the crowd gets hyped. Like I don't think anyone does that the way she does on this roster. Like she doesn't even have to overreact. Like, and I love that sometimes though, like the ladies, they get hyped when they do something really good, because rightfully so, they should. But she doesn't even have to. She's just chill. She's just chill. And she is just a walking embodiment of aura. Like,
yeah,
man. Like, I would pay to see her at a meet and greet. Like, she is just that much of a star. Like, she is awesome. And mind you, this wasn't even like best match of hers at all. This wasn't even like not even close to like best matches.
This was just a good matchup, but she just seems like ready made. It's like there's no reason why she should still be on NXT at this point.
Yeah, she is a star that championship is holding her back on. Like that championship, like, and it looks good on her still. Like, it still looks good with her holding a championship. And I think that's why they're doing it. They're just like keeping that as like an object that, like, yeah, that's a bad bitch coming. That's a bad bitch coming. And soon she's not even gonna need it. You just gonna see it. You like, and she is so young in the game. And when her music hits, you immediately know who that is already. That shit is great. Like, that's great. Like, so yeah, man, I could talk about this woman for the rest of the day. But we got shit to do.
Definitely gooning. We got Romeo.
Are you done yet? Jeez, my God, this guy could talk about Stephanie for an hour.
Oh,
holy shit!
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna be real quick here. Match was fine, but this was filler. Like, whoever was complaining in the chat earlier about the earlier segment being filler, this is filler. I need a direction for Stephanie. I need you to establish it. Is she on Raw now? Is she on both sides? Is she on Raw and NXT? She can just do whatever she wants. I need a direction here for Raw. She can't just be having random matches. Like, what are we doing? It's filler. Establish a direction.
I think this they can keep her on the show for a couple weeks doing matches like this if they basically do this as a way to hype up the draft, which they could either have her be, a draft pick for Monday Night Raw or SmackDown, or they could just use her as a tool to promote the fact that NXT talent are available in the draft.
That would be great if they mentioned that on commentary. Then I'd have at least a little bit of direction of what we're doing here.
Jeremy Orr kind of agrees with you in the chat here. He says he doesn't like them going between both brands. I think that NXT is different. I get more annoyed when it's Raw on SmackDown and SmackDown on Raw. When NXT talent are on Raw or SmackDown, I just view it as, they're getting a tryout. This is a test run for them coming to the main roster.
It's very different, Jeremy, because they're like SP, they're testing the over ability. They're testing to see what the crowd is doing with the NXT stars. Raw and SmackDown, you know who the fuck is who. So when they just flip flop between shows and it's supposed to be exclusive, like why? Why are you jumping on both shows? Why is Cody Rhodes just randomly on Monday Night Raw? Like that shit, it just doesn't make sense. But NXT, yeah, you got to feel out and see if they are worth the call up. And I like it when they kind of spot put them in these situations because Roxanne is definitely getting called up. Stephanie's definitely getting called up. Julie is definitely getting called up. And that's just from the women's side.
Yeah. And especially if it seems like Trick is going to be on NXT a little bit longer to do a program with Joe Hendry, I think that, yeah, you're going to probably have to move more women than the men because outside of Trick, it's only like Ethan Page, Wesley, and Tony D'Angelo that are going to come up from the men.
Man, it sounds like they're going to stack Raw with the women. Ooh.
Yeah.
They're going to stack it.
They're like, all right, NXT, you know, it's all good. Y'all want to say y'all have the best division. We're going to need some of that on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, I mean, hey, fuck it. Like, we got a lot of women exposure on this episode of Raw, and I fucking loved it. I loved it.
It's time.
They had what, three segments on this show? 3, 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
yeah,
great.
NXT has like so much talent on the shelf that they've yet to like give time to. Like, you got to promote people.
We got Enika who says, yeah, but sometimes that kind of dulled the shine for when they officially get called up. I don't think so. I think there still is shine if they have a purpose, if they have a purpose to it. Like, I agree with what you said earlier, Enika, when they did that with Carmelo Hayes, but they were still able to present him as a first round draft pick when he actually came to the main roster on SmackDown. Did they capitalize on that momentum? Not at all. But it's all about the follow-up. It's all about the follow-up. Having test runs on the main roster, I don't think it dulls the shine. It's the follow-up. If it lacks, that dulls the shine.
And it's also because more than likely where they're going to place someone like Stephanie is going to be at the top of the women's roster. Like, she is going to be fighting your Rhea Ripley's, and she's going to be fighting your Io Sky. Like, she's going to be fighting the top women. Like, she's not going to be having matches against Ivy Nile when she gets called up officially. Like,
no. This is just because she's the NXT champion. She's facing someone lower in the crowd. And Soulmite makes a good point as well. Also, Stephanie Vaquer exposure on Raw leads people to watch NXT, which they do want people to watch that as well.
Yeah.
I think she already does it. I think her segments get high viewership. I think they're also testing that when they put her on Raw to see how much people are tuning in for her.
Backstage, we get Nick Aldis is speaking with AJ Styles. They're talking about getting him back on track after his loss to Logan Paul at WrestleMania. When the Judgment Days, Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez, and Dominic Mysterio come into the office and interrupt. Morgan apologized in advance for tanking the ratings because she needed time off to film a big Hollywood movie. Aldis granted her the time off and says that it was already taken care of with Adam Pearce. Dom also wanted to take time off too, and Aldis wondered why. Dom said that he was the IC champion and he could do what he wanted. Aldis said no. He says this is something that your dad should have taught you, that being a champion meant working more often, despite him also giving a champion time off in Liv Morgan. That didn't make any sense, Nick.
Yeah.
Dom suggested that he find a retirement home for AJ Styles instead of wasting time with him, and wonder if he broke his hip like his deadbeat dad did. Styles said no, but offered to break something else of his. The Judgment Day then decided to leave while Dom held up his belt so AJ could see it. Styles had an idea and told Aldis that he already knew what it was. So it seems like we're teasing AJ Styles and Dominic Mysterio. Like I said, what Aldis said made no sense when you're giving on one champion time off and then telling the other champion it means you work more. That made no sense at all.
Champions double time, huh? Maybe you should have told that to Bron Breakker when he was the Intercontinental Champion, because he defended it like once a month.
Until it was time for the build to WrestleMania.
Until WrestleMania. Then it's like every week. We got a banger guy. We got a heavy hitter over here. Shit. I forgot to put him in the fucking show for 7 weeks.
So it sounds like AJ Styles is getting an IC title shot. Anything you want to say, JJ?
No, because he's gonna probably get a match before getting the championship match.
Oh, okay.
He's going to fight him in a non-title match, and then he will earn the championship match.
We'll see.
Yeah, I don't think he should be losing. Yeah, I don't think he should be losing and getting that title shot. So I think JJ's probably right that they're smart enough to know that he needs to face him in a non-title match to earn the opportunity.
Liv Morgan, man, forget it, guys. She's Hollywood's now. That's it. It's over. She's gone.
PW Insider reported that Liv Morgan is in line for a big movie and that they're going to announce it next week. And it's been rumored that it's going to be part of the Hunger Games movie franchise. So, and apparently it's a huge role as well. So yeah,
it better be the way they're hyping this.
She signed with that Hollywood agency last year, so it makes sense.
I mean, it was only a matter of time before they see like a fine woman that has blonde hair and she can be flexible and do multiple things before they scoop her up. So yeah, days are numbered if you guys are Livies.
And then she also had the experience on the Chucky TV series.
Drew McIntyre also rumored to be stepping away for a film.
He also signed with Paradigm. Yeah.
And again, these people with some roles. They're doing some work.
CM Punk has the horror film. Like all the people that signed with Paradigm slowly but surely are getting bigger roles. Like Damian Priest is probably going to be next. He also signed with Paradigm.
But shouldn't you strip these ladies of the titles if she's going to be gone for a film and a movie? Like what are we doing? Or shouldn't they drop it to someone at least?
Those titles still don't matter.
Sounds like they're gonna. It sounds like we're gonna have Julie and Roxanne as a team. Sounds like there might be some future tag champs here.
Bro, they're 4-time women's champions.
Yeah.
Those titles don't matter.
What? They've made those titles. You kidding me?
And one is about to chuck up the deuces.
Look at those 4 wins translate to.
They made them so well that they had a throwaway matchup at WrestleMania with Becky Lynch returning in it.
Becky, don't let Becky run creative, man.
Oh, Nutty says Live in movies before Jade wasn't on my bingo card. It was on mine.
I mean, why would we be thinking Jade is going to do movies?
I mean, that's what she wants to do, but she hasn't put in the work to do that.
She hasn't hinted that either.
It's sad, man. I feel sad.
Let's
live. Let's live.
For what? She's
Let's
about
Liv Morgan.
To be making bank, bro.
Well, good for her. Sad for me.
Aw.
Oh, poor guy.
Aw. Like, we're just not about to get like an influx of fucking super talented women.
Charlotte Flair? Then I'm so back. If Charlotte Flair comes to Raw, we are so back.
She's already back.
We get another Sami Zayn backstage segment. This time it's Romeo's best friend, Karrion Kross. Kross confronts Sami.
Look at his hair.
And
He's got it like Sami.
He says Zayn had a big decision to make, and he hoped he made the right one. Yes, he wore his hair like Zayn, and as I predicted last week when Rick Ucchino hit me up and was like, oh my God, Kross went from these random backstage segments to being one of the most over guys. He did not get the big reaction outside of Las Vegas. Called it. I called it. I know these things. I know.
Wow, what a look. I know. What a freeze frame.
He was the devil on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Like, he hopes he makes the right decision. Good stuff. I like the fact that they're putting Kross on the screen every week, at least.
Yeah. I ain't mad at that at all.
Kross needs to have a talk with Seth.
Maybe. Next, we get one of the better segments of the show. They finally give Pat McAfee an opportunity to address Gunther. McAfee gets on top of the announce table with a microphone, and he says that a lot of people have forgotten who the hell he was. He's had a successful career on the microphone that even he has forgotten who he is. He looked in the mirror and he realized that he still had that dog in him that was born in the East Hills of Pittsburgh to a truck driver who lived paycheck to paycheck to paycheck. I thought he said drunk driver the way he was talking so close into the microphone. He was not handed a lot
Could
in
have been
his
both.
life.
Could be a drunk truck driver.
He was not handed a lot in his life, but he was blessed to have a lot of friends. He went from being a bum to being someone known in every city in the country. He wasn't better looking than most folks, but he had things he hoped people remembered him by. When he was 6 feet under, he hoped people would speak about how hard he worked. He received a lot and he gave a lot back. He gave millions of dollars back to his community, to children's hospitals across the country, military foundations, homeless shelters, and LGBTQ communities. He wanted people to say he left the world better than when he entered. Most of all, he wanted people to say that he was a loyal motherfucker. This was censored, but we knew what he said. There was one man who was with him from the very beginning, the greatest of all time, Michael Cole. People chanted for Cole for a bit. McAfee had no other choice than to protect his boy when that Austrian asshole attacked him last week. McAfee says that if Gunther thought that he was just going to sit idly by after what he did, fuck that. He called out SmackDown's version of Adam Pearce to come talk to him right now because they needed to talk about Gunther. All this came out, and he said that Pearce might like chaos to reign supreme, but he wasn't in charge tonight. He told McAfee to be professional. McAfee wanted all this to lift Gunther's ban so he could fight him ASAP. Aldis said no. The two of them were too valuable as assets to the company. But Aldis had a proposal instead. A sanctioned contest inside the ring. Aldis proposed a singles match at WWE Backlash, Pat McAfee versus Gunther. McAfee says, one-on-one, Backlash. Aldis says yes, and he says, I accept. I love the best part about this is when McAfee puts down the microphone and they go back to him after the adrenaline wears off, and he says, so I guess I got a match against Gunther at like he just like he got so hyped up on the mic, like, oh shit, I just remembered I have a match against Gunther at Backlash. That was the best part about all of this. I love the passion that McAfee had here. McAfee can be so annoying, and I don't think he's a good wrestling commentator, but boy oh boy is he good at the wrestling part of like cutting promos, building up matches, building up his character, seeming like a baby face to the crowd, and the crowd can get behind him. And he did very well in that. I didn't like all the kind of pandering and stuff. I give to homeless shelters and all this stuff. He was trying to establish who he is as a person and why the fans should get behind him. So that was all fine. It was when he got fired up and started cursing that he took this to the next level. A great promo by Pat McAfee, and the character work was on point, especially when the adrenaline wore off and he realized he has to face Gunther now in a singles matchup. Romeo, what did you think?
Knocked it out of the park with this one. That was awesome. That was great. And I don't got a problem with this match. Like I see a lot of people on Twitter do. Jeez, you got a problem with this match? I don't.
No, it's fine by me.
I mean, it's not going to be 5-star Gunther, but Gunther could produce a good match out of McAfee. I'm sure. He beat his ass up pretty good. That should be entertaining enough for all the people that hate Pat McAfee. I guess Gunther requested a few weeks off. So I guess it's going to be up to Pat to carry this on the promo. I hope Gunther can at least send something in via videotape, send one promo. Yeah. But I don't got a problem with the match. I'm ready for it. Ready to see Pat take an ass whooping. I don't think it's like Nick says to write off Pat for football season because we're not close to football season. Yeah. I think it's just to get Pat a match. He hasn't been in the ring in a while.
The best way this can come off is if Gunther dominates at the beginning, McAfee makes a comeback for 2 minutes, and then Gunther puts him away in like 10 minutes or less. And then Gunther continues to beat down post-match, puts him in a sleeper hold, and Goldberg comes out to make the save to set up the Goldberg-Gunther match. A fellow football player makes the save for the former football player.
I don't know. Are people scared that Gunther's going to lose? I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, I don't think that's possible. I just think people are scared that he's going to sell too much for McAfee, which I am a little scared of.
You are? I think it's going to go the way you described it. That makes sense. So.
What did you think, JJ?
You got McAfee, you can't see in St. Louis. Gunther and 5.
Gentleman sweep.
Nah, this was good, man. This was actually good. Like, when Pat McAfee is like in a spotlight, he usually shines. So like he did good here. Yeah, he had to big himself up, make I guess say in his head, he's worthy of this match. So he sold himself, and then he got what he wanted, and then he sat down and said, I think I just crashed out. I think I just got crashed out because Gunther in 5 is definitely happening. Gunther is gonna whip this boy's ass.
Gunther in 5 minutes. 5 being the operative.
And let me tell you something, man. It might be Goldberg in 4 when it's Goldberg versus Gunther. It might be a sweep right there. It might be.
Man, I hope not.
I hope he puts him over. You do not need to win your last match. Fuck off.
No. But that's the thing. Everybody, me and Jeremy talked about this earlier. Everybody's been winning their last match. Undertaker won his last match. Shawn Michaels won his last match. Triple H pretty much won his last matchup. Freaking Bryan Danielson was supposed to be his last match. He won. Sting won his last match. Earlier this morning, Meiko Satomura won her last match. Like, this is the thing now.
Oh, man, can you imagine?
This is to give them their flowers era.
Goldberg getting choked out? Oh, my God.
Goldberg is not... Goldberg, if this match happens, Goldberg ain't lose it.
So sad.
Goldberg's going to beat that man in like 3 minutes.
That's going to piss people off. You think getting pissed off over McAfee? Why? That's going to piss you off. Save your anger. Save it.
I can't get mad at Goldberg matches no more. After what happened to him in the Fiend. I just can't get mad at him anymore. Like,
I'm numb to it.
Yeah. There's no feelings anymore. Like, I've exhausted all of those feelings on an episode of True Heel Heat for probably about 3 weeks. And yeah, that person is dead. That person done. Like, yeah, like whatever happens with Goldberg is gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And if you could do that to the most over thing in the WWE at that time, which was the Fiend Bray Wyatt, and have that man lose to a single spear and the most shitty-looking, half-assed jackhammer you will ever see in your life, months after Seth Rollins couldn't beat that man with the size of a sledgehammer that was the size of a crane. Yeah, it's wrestling. It's gonna happen.
They are trolling the shit out of Gunther because what a run of opponents. Jey Uso, Pat McAfee, Gunther. It's like everything the character of Gunther hates, and they should follow it up with like, fuck it, Uncle Howdy, the fourth guy, Uncle Howdy for the fourth one to really drive the point home.
He's gonna bring Uncle Howdy back from the dead. They gotta have to
Very
dig in
true.
creative pages and find him again because he's dead.
Yeah, they buried him. But then we get a quick video package hyping up the main event of Backlash with John Cena and Randy Orton, a 25 years of a rivalry recap going back to their first matchup at SummerSlam 2007.
That was 18 years ago, you fucking marks.
To be fair, they're counting when they're counting when they first came in. There was a professional rivalry.
Bullshit.
But yeah, they go back to their best matchup and their only great match of their entire series of matches from 2007 at SummerSlam, where Cena retained the WWE Championship. We hear from Booker T, from Mick Foley, from Orton and Cena as well. So some hype for this. I guess they're going to do this multiple times since Cena is not scheduled to be on any shows until I think the go-home show of SmackDown ahead of Backlash.
That sucks because that's going to be the most entertaining part of this build. The match is going to be ass.
They're going to miss 1 week.
Backlash negative stars.
Backlash is next Saturday.
Yeah. They did 2 segments. They did 2 segments already.
It's 1 week.
It's going to be 3 in total. That's just one less than the Cody feud. That was over 2 months.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll be fine. They're going to miss 1 episode of both shows.
That match, we will not be fine with that match at all.
No. This match is going to be terrible.
Ooh,
this match is going to be terrible. And it's exactly, the man is going to keep his word and give you the shittiest matches in this title reign that you're ever going to fucking
Let's stop acting like he's doing it on purpose. He's not purposely having bad matches. He's just having bad matches.
I think he could try more.
I think
he could try more.
I think he is trying less.
But you know what else?
A good match, which turns out to be terrible.
He's also you also got to keep in mind he's probably trying to be safe and not get hurt. Can you imagine if he got hurt during his farewell tour? He'd probably take like his last match. He should go all out. Well, then he probably has a movie to film, so never mind. He's not going to go all out at all.
He's going to be doing Hurricane Radas and shit.
He's not going to do anything because he's going to have to film a movie right away, probably. Yeah, so we're screwed either way. But me and SP3 know the worst match of the year is already locked away and sealed. Nobody's going to be worse than that, right? Right, SP3. That Butterbean and
Suzuki. Yeah,
nobody's talking.
Yeah. Cena can't even get that. He can't get worst match of the year. Because, I mean, did you see the rating Dave gave it?
We gave a
negative 459 stars.
I need to see this match now.
No, you do not. No, you
do. No. I said it before. I'll say it again. Everyone must watch this match so they know what bad wrestling is. Like anything that we thought was horrible wrestling is not horrible. Like Jimmy said before, you have to either be exceptional or exceptionally awful. This is beyond exceptionally awful.
I need that next level. I need that link. I need the link for that match. I need to see that tonight.
Oh boy, you better, man, bring out all the Terramana, everything you got.
We go during the ad break. We get a quick segment where Io Sky is interviewed by Jackie Redmond, where they reveal that Io will be on tonight's WWE NXT. Then she's asked about helping Rhea Ripley out earlier. She says that Rhea needed help just like she needed last week. That's why she did it. Ripley wanted to know why Sky got involved when she didn't need the help. And then Sky says, "It looked like you did." And then she says, "Now we're even, Rhea." So it seems like we're having a tentative partnership between Rhea and Io for now against Julia and Roxanne Perez. We'll see how that progresses tonight on NXT. And then finally, we had the main event segment, Seth Rollins getting Sami Zayn's answer to his offer. Rollins entered alone and he called out Zayn. He tried to reason with him. Zayn may not like Heyman or Breaker, but Rollins and Zayn were friends. Zayn celebrated with Jay last week because they were friends. He says that nobody was better suited to lead them into the future than he was. It hurt that Zayn didn't believe in him. The business tore friendships apart. They've both experienced that on both ends of the spectrum. He wondered how many true fans they could still count on one hand. Zayn was one of Rollins' true friends. Rollins turned to Zayn for advice when his baby girl was born. Rollins wanted to return the favor by giving Zayn some advice that would save his life. Take the way out. Take whatever Heyman offered him. If Zayn didn't believe in him, bad things would happen, and Seth didn't want that. Zayn said he was sorry if he had hurt him as a friend. Everything he said about them was true. They were real friends outside of the business, as were their kids. They actually played together. However, Zayn knew Rollins was playing games with what he said in the ring. Zayn admitted that Rollins was better than he was at doing that. Rollins knew what card to play because he knows that Zayn confided in him over the years about the one thing that nagged him the most. The one thing he wanted was the WWE Championship, a World Heavyweight Championship. And now Rollins was dangling that in front of him. Sami was never one to run away, though. Zayn said Rollins talked about hurt feelings, but Zayn wouldn't just stand there while his friend threatened him. He didn't care if he was a target because he's been a target many times before. But Zayn wouldn't be blackmailed or threatened. He fired up and he insisted that he would become a world champion one day, but it would not be due to a favor. It would be because he did it the right way. So, buddy, as a friend, I respect you. I love you. But this is me telling you to go to hell. Rollins hung his head as Braun Breaker's music hit, and you could kind of see disappointment as well as like this inevitable guilt of what was about to happen to Sami. Braun came out and Seth gave him his marching orders as we just go right into the main event matchup. With
can I tell you something right here?
Down.
When Braun's siren hits for his music, it felt like, shit, Sami, you fucked up. I got that feeling like you fucked up. It was cool.
Yeah, it was kind of like this inevitable guilt that he had over his face. Rollins sold this pretty well. Then it goes right into our main event matchup. Sami Zayn going one-on-one with Braun Breaker. Sami is in jeans, which doesn't even look that much different from his regular gear. They went to break after Braun hits his leaping clothesline off the apron over the announce table on Sami. Sami fought back just in time as they returned from commercial break, hitting a sunset flip powerbomb for a 2 count. Sami followed up with a tornado DDT for a 2 count as well, but Braun catches him on the middle rope and he hits the Breakensteiner. Zayn blocked a spear and hits an exploder suplex into the corner. The crowd was cheering and on his side as Sami set up for the Aluva kick, but Braun catches him on the way in with a spear. Rollins watched stoically from ringside the entire matchup. Rollins nodded at Braun as he hits another spear on Sami. Rollins told Sami that it's not too late. Take the deal. But Sami responds by saying, go to hell once again. Seth then nods at Braun once again. Zayn pulls himself to his feet and he hits a third spear, does Braun. Sami fell to outside of the ring. Referees and EMTs come check on Sami. As they're checking on Sami, Seth gives him his marching orders to cut the water out on Sami as Braun runs around the ring and hits him with a 4th spear, and Sami almost launches right into the barricade. Jamie Noble tries to plead with Braun, but Heyman backs him off. Bron then tosses Sami back in the ring, where the referee finally comes to his senses and calls the match off, giving Bron the victory via referee stoppage. All the while, the fans are chanting one more time, one more time, one more time, right before the force spear, where Bron just says, okay, guys, you want one more time? Sure, I'll give it to you. Fucking idiot.
Bloodthirsty.
Rollins told Bron that tonight was his first lesson. Zayn made his bed, and now he had to sleep in it. Rollins then puts the death nail in Sami, hitting him with the stomp. Heyman, Bron, and Seth all stand tall as the fans just sing along to Seth's stupid fucking theme song. This group is supposed to be the heel. Seth was good in his whole promos, both promos with Sami Zayn, and coming off like a very manipulative, kind of a delusional heel. But damn, like I said at the top of the show, the damage was already done. The damage was already done with how he started the night. He showed no change. He tried to show a gradual change in his interactions with Sami, but like I said, the damage was already done. They see you as the babyface. They're going to treat you as such. Bron was listening to the fans and did one more time when he should have not given them what they wanted and maybe been a little bit more like gritty and brutal in his beatdown on Sami instead of hitting spear after spear after spear, because they love the spear at this point. Just punch him in the gut, like make him internally bleed. Whatever you need to do, don't listen to the fans. But yeah, this didn't come off as great as it could have. It was very well done, but the crowd reaction is indicative of the work early on in the show where Seth showed no change at all, and the fans just treated him like a babyface and Bron like the badass that he's been for weeks. JJ?
Yeah, I mean, everything was pretty much hit, man. Like, I think, it was predictable what Sami was going to do. Delivery was still good. The timing of the siren was like perfect. Yeah, the timing of that was like, yep, this is the choice I made.
Somebody said in the chat, Dion, it's like had the same effect as the Brock Lesnar opening chord. Like when you hear it, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So
here comes the pain.
Yeah.
Like match was okay. Like match was like it was cool. Nothing I'm gonna really remember. I think this was all about the aftermath. This is all about the end. Yeah, I think when you're doing the heel work, man, you can't be appeasing, man. This appeasing shit, man. Like he done speared this nigga like 8 times. Like, and then he still did his signature run around, wrap around spear. He did the fucking 3-4 bounces off the rope spear. He did the fucking spear in front of the announce table. Like, goddamn, you fucking greedy sons of bitches. How many more fucking spots do you want? Like, and
bloodthirsty.
And then he gave them all to the people. And then that position that Seth put himself in right in front of Bron Breakker to me looked mad suspect. That hit, like, you shouldn't be like kneeling down, like basically ass out, like right in front of this man. Like Bron should have just been out of the way.
I didn't notice this.
Just move to the side. Like he literally backed him up and just fucking squatted in the corner with Bron in the corner. It's like, what the fuck? Like, bro, just move. That shit was sus as fuck to me. But he hits him with the little stomp, and then and then you get the sing along again the end of the night. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I like the little message that he said to him, though, that this is the first lesson that you got to learn. He's made his bed, and now he's got to sleep in it, and blah, 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 blase, and all of that. But then he turns and backs it up on him. Like what the fuck are we doing? Like I can't even take this segment seriously now. Like, I can't even do it. Like this man backed his ass up on Braun Breaker, like with just no hesitation at all. Like, man, just grabbed the rope and just juveniled on him. Like,
better back that thing up.
It was like, what's happening here? What is happening? If anyone goes back and looks at it, it is why is Braun in the corner? But it happened. And then that's how we end the show. Like, okay. 3 guys took out Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
Like, okay. 3 guys took out Sami Zayn.
And got cheered for it.
This is Sami Zayn. And they needed all of this.
And they got cheered for it.
And
That's the cherry on top. They got cheered for it.
Like, yeah, I just, yeah, like it was, I guess, like the spots was nice and it looked good on TV, but yeah, that happened.
Romeo?
Once Seth delivers that line, like, if you don't accept this offer, like, bad things are going to happen. I'm paraphrasing, but he says something along those lines. Like, that is such a heelish thing to say. I don't like how the crowd doesn't pick up on that. Like, poor Sami at the end there is getting 3-on-1 beat down. Like, and they're cheering the bad guys. Like, I felt so bad for Sami. Like,
it wasn't a 3-on-1 breakdown. It was mostly Braun. It was Braun beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, but they're all standing tall over him. That's the image that you get. The three guys, whatever they're called, division. I'm gonna call them division. I like it. And so I'm feeling bad for Sami. But Sami's promo, I may not agree with him. I am not probably doing the same thing. I'm probably taking the title shot.
Same.
But I am not as pure of a baby face as Sami Zayn is, so I can respect it. I can respect that he doesn't want things on a silver platter. He wants to earn it himself. I may not agree with it. It may not be my style, but I respect it. I respect his fire and his passion and his telling him to go to hell twice. I thought that was well delivered. Sami Zayn did his part on Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn was awesome. And I thought Seth Rollins was good in his promo too. He's a bad guy. And the fact that this crowd doesn't pick up on that annoys me because it made it, the ending would have been great if the crowd's booing and it gets big heat, but it did not have that. Sad to say.
And that's why I put Sami likes vacations, because he apparently likes getting written off TV for weeks at a time. And this is he's gonna be off TV for a couple weeks now.
So I would hope at least for 1 week.
He's going on another vacation.
I think Sammy's the guy at Mania next year, and we got a year of build to like get him there to win the Rumble and do all that. So there's gonna be a lot of stalling.
I mean, I kind of do understand it to a degree, and especially where it's being held. The place of the underdog miracle. This miracle can happen again.
Yeah, that's another thing I didn't think of. Yeah.
So,
comparisons to Daniel Bryan in New Orleans.
So, the guy that wasn't supposed to win the big one at all. Now, if they can repeat that revisionist history about
they are similar.
Later, yeah. So, that would be something you could compare to, because he's not positioned to do this at all. He's not positioned. He's a very light, but he's going to be held back possibly. And then he could fight his way through this booking debacle that he goes through from time to time, and then come out on top.
But the way this title's being defined, is that going to be an opening match, or is it going to be a main event? I know it ain't main event at night 2. I'll guarantee that.
Nope.
That's whatever Cody Rhodes is doing, or Roman Reigns, or Punk, or whoever.
Yeah, the night 2 is already reserved for that other championship.
I can see Cody. I can see it being Cody and Seth, honestly, at WrestleMania next year.
Yeah.
But we do have a super chat donation here from LeVay. He says SP3, hit that I'm Triple H one more time. What I don't understand. What am I doing?
You're Triple H now.
I'm Triple H. We just have to, get this GPS and we'll just go around here and, it's okay that the fans are singing Seth Rollins' name and singing his song, we'll recover and he's going to be a top heel by the time we get to WrestleMania, and him and Sami Zayn or Cody Rhodes will be proficient, and this is what we do. This is what we
there
do.
you go.
That was great, actually.
You need the what we do.
Try my best. Oh well, the Triple H, Triple H doing his parade. That's what I called him doing the freaking promo that he did after the WrestleMania 40 kickoff. I said he was doing a fucking parade because he got his way. La 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 la. Hi Rock, I got my WrestleMania main event. I won. Na 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 boo boo. That's creep. Oh, that egotistical son of a bitch, that self-indulgent prick. Both of them. Triple H and The Rock. Two self-indulgent, egotistical pricks who see it in each other but don't think themselves. They think they both are the good guy. They're the worst type of egotistical pricks. Don't pick a side. Hate them both.
We just went off the rails.
Don't pick a side. Hate both of those motherfuckers. This is what we do. But let us know in the live chat whether you let us know what you thought about this week's show. Give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs in the middle. Out of 10, what did you give this show? Your MVP, your LVP, match of the night, and we'll once again do moment of the night as well. But for us on the screen, what did you give the April 28th, 2025 edition of Monday Night Raw in 3, 2, 1? I'm going to give it a thumbs up. We're getting a slight thumbs up from JJ and a thumbs up from Romeo. Out of 10, what did you give this show, Romeo?
7.1. I think the Sami Seth storyline was intriguing and carried the show through the night. There wasn't really an outstanding in-ring match, though. But creatively, I think the show was good.
I think I'm right there with you, probably maybe slightly behind. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. There's stuff that I didn't like on the show. There's a lot of work for the creative to do. I thought it was a solid follow-up to the Raw after WrestleMania, but nowhere near last week's.
No, that was topping that. That was almost perfect.
Top guy, JJ.
What would actually, that's where I was too. I was sitting at a 7. Just a solid 7. Like, it was a good show, but it had its flaws. But nothing like, oh my God, this was. And again, this is one of those. Obviously, we went kind of long today because we spent about 40 minutes ranting on the show before we even talked about the show.
This is just as long as the Raw after WrestleMania show.
So, I mean, yeah, it was solid. Like, it was solid. Like, it wasn't like I wasn't mad that I watched it. That's usually if I'm mad that I watched it like a few weeks ago, then yeah. But 7 is passable. It's a passable show. We got some content to go forward with, and more than likely, like 1.5 points of those came out of Logan Paul.
If we had some standout matches, it'd be better.
Yeah, there wasn't really like a match that popped on the show. The only thing that popped was Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah, that's my match of the night. Is Stephanie Vaquer versus
really?
Ivy now. Yeah.
The show didn't have many good matches at all.
I don't care.
That's definitely my match of the night.
I'll give it to Roxanne Rhea, but nothing really stands out.
MVP and LVP. I'm gonna give MVP to. That's tough. I'll give it to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn was the best character on the show, despite the fans turning on him, basically. So I'll give him the MVP and LVP for the show, Seth Rollins. Romeo?
I'll give MVP to Sami and Seth. They carried the show. I'll give LVP to the crowd for cheering and singing at the end. Terrible.
Never surprises.
I would have been out there
JJ?
booing. I would have been out there booing. You kidding me?
There was no real standouts for MVP for me. I will, but to me, another Glaze moment for me. My MVP is Stephanie Vaquer, baby.
Wow.
Also fair.
And LVP gotta be Sami Zayn, bro. Take the deal, my nigga. Like, if you took the deal, everything that happened to you afterward would not have taken place. You would be frontline for a championship match. Instead, you want to stand on your high grounds, and you got the shit kicked out of you for it.
He'd be a sellout. I respect it.
And moment of the night, I'm actually going to give it to Pat McAfee's promo. I'll remember that promo a week from now. I'll give him that. What about y'all?
What was that? Moment of the
night?
Oh, yeah, I would say the McAfee one. Yeah, McAfee was good. McAfee's thing was good. McAfee and the Rusev thing was good, too.
Yeah. Romeo?
I'll give it to Sami Zayn standing his moral high ground, telling Seth to go to hell. You know, wow. I will not be threatened. I respect it. I liked it.
And he got killed for it.
Yeah, it cost him, but now he's got to prove his choice right. He's got to do it the old-fashioned way. He's got to earn.
You gotta take the deal, friend.
It'll take a year, but he's got to earn it.
Thank you so much to Romeo and Top Guy JJ. Thank you to all of you in the live chat for joining us today. If you're watching us on demand, let us know in the comments down below what you thought about this week's Monday Night Raw. JJ, let everybody know where they can follow you on social media when they will see you again.
On Instagram, you can find me at TrueHit_TopGuyJJ. And on the YouTube channel, you can find me here on Saturday for True Heel Heat. Yeah, it's actually, Jesus Christ, this shit is flying. So it's this Saturday. Depending on y'all start time, it's either I will be close to on time or I'm going to be really late. So if you check the messages, SP, you'll see why I'm saying this. So depending on the start time, either I'll probably be close to being on time or I'll be really late. So let y'all decide there. But I might not be here for next week's Rated Raw review because I think I do have work that week on Tuesday, so I might be missing that one.
Romeo Damas, all social media, and right here next Tuesday. They only advertised one match next Raw. Is that what they did?
No, two.
What was the other one?
Penta and JD and Rusev and Lotus.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm gonna need a little something extra.
No main event within either of that. You can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSB3. Follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at TrueHillHeat. I will be here tomorrow, 1:05 p.m. Eastern Time, with our NJPW Wrestling Dontaku preview. It will be myself, NJ News, talking all about the big show for New Japan Pro Wrestling 2-night event coming up this Saturday and Sunday. We also got our TNA Rebellion. I'm going to pre-record that one tomorrow, so that will probably drop tomorrow evening. So a lot for you to enjoy right here on the True Hill Heat YouTube channel. Check out our Stardom All-Star Grand Queendom review from yesterday as well. That was a fun one with Scott Edwards, so check that out. But thank you all of you for joining us. Drop the thumbs up, comment down below, and subscribe if you are new. For Top Guy JJ, for Romeo, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been Rated Raw Review number 65. Go to hell. We are signing off until